Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. It is 7 o'clock Sunday evening, time for some more Sunday night shenanigans on the Sunday night live chat. Got a good group on already right out of the gate. Cement Surfer's here. Cement Surfer was on early. I think when I see as I hit setup, I think Cement Surfer was on. Leo's here. Bill Wagon was back with us. Norma's on. No Scams. Pete's on. Big Job. Bud's here. Let's see, what do we got going on Facebook, if we are even connected here yet? I think we are. Yep, shows we're live, so we'll see what if we get some viewers over here on Facebook as well. Bill Disk on with us. Missed last week. That's all right. You're back this week. And we got lots of exciting things happening tonight. If you guys saw the post, the auction stack is big. I've been trying to get it all sucked in here next to the desk. So I got a big stack of stuff here. Charles is on with us. So we got all kinds of exciting things happening tonight. Lee from New York, another one of our regulars. And we'll give everybody a few more seconds to get their notifications and know we're ready to go. Big Guys 45s is back. Like and subscribe, good friends. That's right. Big Guy, fairly new to us, but glad you've been coming back and hanging out. Dad's on with us tonight. Randy's here. Tweedledee made it back. So it looks like we are connected, we are live, and we are boogieing on both formats, at least for the time being. Facebook's been hanging in there, but you never know. Leo's ready for a great show as always. Thanks, Leo. Appreciate that. Bill Wagonman, good evening to all the nobodies. Gary's on. Gary is not messing around. Gary's like, where's that Hudson badge and the Auburn badge? Gary wants a double whammy right out of the gate. We ain't even messing around. He's ready to go. Brandon, no scam, said, I think I saw some Kansas plates in the pile. There's Kansas plates. There are, and since I'm in Kansas, I end up with some surrounding states, Missouri and Colorado also. However, the exciting part about the plate situation is the age of some of these plates. We'll get to that in just a second. Jerry from New Mexico. Floyd's on Facebook. Rusty's on. Big Job. Did I get your PayPal? Yeah, Big Job. I got your PayPal. There was no shipping info on it. I have not had time to look up to try to find your address. So either get that to me or I'll try to dig it out of some of those other stacks of paper. But it is boxed, but there was no address on it. So it's still sitting here, but we're good to go. Randy says, hit the like button. Appreciate that. Everybody, Gary says, attaboy. Everybody seems happy with that, with all the mugs that are all of a sudden popping up on YouTube. Dennis got his stuff perfect. Kevin's on. Jason made it tonight. Brian Dispatch can't participate tonight, but he'll hang out here, watch it in the morning. No problem, Brian. Glad you got on for a few minutes. Tweedledee, yes, I did get your check as well. Britt from Southern Illinois is on Facebook as well. Yep, Jason got your payment. We're good to go on that too. So anyway, let's see. Make sure I'm caught up. Frank's on YouTube also. Leo loves the Miracle Power. Yeah, that's kind of a cool piece. PayPal info is in the text part of this video. After we get done, if you click on the video, the actual text part, the description part, my PayPal info and my mailing info is in the text part of the video. So after we get done, click on it, look for the text part, and that's where it's at. So that's an Ann. We'll just start double whammying everybody with these things. Perfect. No scams. Roger that. Yeah, that's a cool piece. The Miracle Power clock. Since Leo brought that up already, it's a cool piece. It's a little bit rough. The electrical is all shot in it. It will need rewired. The lens is actually cracked, but it's all there. The clock is intact. Who knows if it works? I got two of these actually. I got a milk one, like, I don't know, a dairy sign, and I got this Miracle Power, same type of format. It's a metal housing with a plastic lens. This lens could be changed. There's, they've made tons of these clock type signs, and they just changed this lens for whoever ordered it. So, Brent, do you ship a lot of vehicles, or do you prefer people pick them up? It doesn't matter. A lot of stuff gets picked up by transporters anymore. Some people do come pick up their own vehicles, but a lot of times it is a transport. So it's 6 of one, half does the other to me. They've got to get loaded and make sure they get out of here. So kind of works either way, whatever works for the buyer on picking up a vehicle or shipping a vehicle. Pete, what was Miracle Power? It says puts the purr in engine performance every 1,000 miles using gas and oil. So it must have been a super additive. It even says colloidal synthetic graphite in suspension. So it sounds important. Whether it is, I have no clue. But it sounds like a snake oil to me. But colloidal synthetic graphite in suspension, using oil and gas. So I don't know, probably some 60s era miracle solution type thing. So don't really know for sure what it was, but that's kind of what it sounds like. The fix all, yeah, your rods are knocking, but that'll fix it type stuff. Tweedledee, he's got his Oktoberfest mug out. Wow. Bill Disc on the second tall boy already. Holy cow, Bill. Bill Wagon, my buddy Lynn Paxton at the Eastern Museum of Motor Racing has the whole Miracle Power garage on display. Wow, that's kind of cool. So maybe Bill knows more about it than I do. Jason said he's got to take it a little easy this week. Last week got a little bit rough. So Valiant Thor's here, just out doing some channel surfing. I'm glad you stopped by for a little bit. That's right, Pete. Just Jesus in a can. Maybe that's what it was. Big Jump says cool clock, not hard to fix. Yeah, I didn't figure it would be a big deal to fix. Hello, Gray Kitty. You gonna try to botch the chat again? Huh? You wanna try to botch the chat? Meow. Well, come up here and say hi, and then you're gonna get out of the way so you don't botch the chat again. Yes. Yes. Hello. All right, come here and you can say hi. There. There you go. Say hi to everybody. Just don't step on anything important. Let's see. Number 1 made it tonight. Lance from Utah. Valiant Thor's watching from the Los Alamos National Laboratory in isotope production. That sounds very interesting. Tweedledee, what's the average price for shipping a vehicle? It goes on mileage. The transporters, they figure the miles from me to you, and that's how they go. And obviously with diesel being expensive, it's expensive right now. Number 1 is the answer to the Fleet Wing patch. Nope, that was not it. That's a good guess though, actually. Valiant Thor, theoretical physicists love classic cars. Perfect. I'm glad you're here. Jim says a mechanic in a can. Yep, that's probably what it was. All right, say hi, and then you're going to get out of the way because you're being obnoxious, because you can't go just prancing around and stepping on things again. Yes, you can't just go stepping on things like you did last couple weeks ago, dum-dum. So say hi, and then you need to get down. Yes. Yes. Yes, you're being pushy. You're being pushy. Zach made it. Glad Zach's here. All right, tell everybody bye. And then you need to get down and out of the way so you don't step on something again. Yes. Oh, now you're being scoldy. Let's see. Yes, everybody says hi, Gray Kitty. Ozark Fox said you're the devil cat because you botched the chat. Yeah, you stepped on the keyboard and botched the chat. Channel killer. They said you're the channel killer. Leo's bidding on you. You step on the keyboard to goof up the chat again, he might own you. Brandon wants t-shirts with Gray Kitty on it. Tweedledee, cheaper to go get a vehicle. That depends on where you're at and, and what your budget is. So Amy says Amy feels bad for you. Ryan and Amy feel bad for you. Well, you're a pain in the butt. So Brent, been working a 48 Chevy COE. Any sheet metal? I do not have any Chevy COEs in that body style right now, Brent. So I don't really have any sheet metal for those at all. All right, you need to get down. You're in the way. Yes, I know. We all know you're here. Yes, we know you're here. You're being obnoxious. Yes, you're being very obnoxious now because you're not getting attention, so you're being pushy. Yes, you're being pushy. You don't need to be pushy. You're spoiled the way it is. Bill Wagner, Miracle Power was an early version of STP. And that makes sense. So, yes, you need to get down. All right, time for you to get down. We need to get moving with the chat. Yes. Leo's still bidding on you. You better stay out of the way or he might own you. All right. There, say bye-bye. You're getting down. I got to throw her over the pile of auction stuff. Here, carefully place you on the pile of auction stuff so she can get down. Number 1, you're starting to feature yard cars for $500 yet. Nope, I can't do that. I know that. Submit server, I missed 3 badges now, but I think you've missed 2. But here's the third round of them. We'll throw those up too. Pete says, I wonder if they'd have hired Richard Petty. No scams. You have any 80s Dodge Ram trucks on the lot? Not much from the 80s. I've got a few in the 70s. I've got one or two from the 80s, but not a lot. Leo says, bye, Great Kitty. See, Nick, any 68 to 72 Chevy truck AC cabs? No AC cabs. Yeah, Brent, I've got tons of manuals. I've got manuals everywhere, pallets of manuals, literally pallets of manuals stacked around. Steve's on with us on YouTube. But anyway, let's see. Rusty James, how's the market on Edsels? Market on everything's up right now. Edsels always kind of hang in there. Obviously, my buddy Phil Skinner, the Edsel guru in the world, I think. the Google of Edsel, Phil Skinner, my good buddy. He could tell you everything that's going on in the Edsel market, but I think they're hanging in there okay. Kevin, how's Dad doing? Just slow but sure. He's got another checkup in a couple of weeks on his ankle, but hopefully, he's getting to the point where he can walk a little bit on it. Just, you don't want to push it and do more damage than what he had before. So still slowly but surely moving forward with that. Kenny's here. Johnny Z jumped on with us. Boom. How about that? So, anyway, what else is going on? Leo won a door prize of the 74 Nova. There's nothing wrong with that. The door prizes aren't always bad. Sometimes that's better than some of the trophies they give away. So, that's never a bad deal. Yesterday, I went to Salina, Kansas to the KKOA deal. Custom Kemps of America. They have a huge deal in Salina every year. It's always at the end of July. It's always 1,000,000 degrees. Fortunately, we got there early yesterday, and there was a little bit of it was a little overcast, so it wasn't terrible. Saw a ton of cool stuff there. Got to see Rico and Jess. They were there. Hung out with them a little bit. Saw several other of our friends. So always a ton of cool stuff. There's small swap meet. Got a few things, but not a ton. Alex on from New Hampshire. Zach, 4 double badges already. You must have some good stuff in the auction. Yeah, we got some cool stuff tonight. Yeah, we do. And some, stuff that's a little bit more money that's going to take a little bit more money to get me to cut loose of it also. Rusty, looking at a 58 Pacer, not sure how high to go on it. And I don't know the specifics of the Pacers or not, but, Phil would know off the top of his head for sure. Michael, have you done a highlight video on the yellow wagon in the background of the 9C1? Yes, that 68 Fairlane or 68 Torino Squire, there is a video up on that probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, Michael, that video is up. You just have to go back and look a little. More cats over there making ragged. Go back and look a week or two, and you'll find the video on that Torino Squire. That's right, Jess. It was an awesome show. It was a great show. It always is. And there's a lot of cool stuff there. Lance, when do you find time to relax? I try to be in bed about 10:30, and then I'll read till about 11. And then I sleep until the alarm goes off at 5:45 and try to be out of bed a little after 6. So basically that 10:15 to 10:30 till about 10:45, 11:15 in that window, I go read, and then I'll kind of wind down, get some sleep, get right back at it the next morning. That's my typical evening. So Alec digs the clock too. Yeah, it's a neat piece. We just got done talking about that, as a matter of fact. Bill Dish pucked up some Popular Mechanics magazines from the 50s. Those are always cool. And some of the cool thing about Popular Mechanics is not just car stuff, but all kinds of do-it-yourself, fix-it type stuff in those magazines. So anyway, the KKOA is always great. If you're ever in the area, it is definitely worth attending. Cars from all over the country come into this deal. Gene Winfield was not there this year. I think it's one of the first times in history that Gene Winfield was not there. I think he's in the hospital. I think he fell or something. So that was kind of odd, but still had a great turnout, tons of cool cars, and saw a bunch of great people and had a good time. And that's kind of the way it is. It's just we got there about 9 and we left about noon because it was starting to get pretty warm. And that's one thing about it. That show's always towards the end of July, and it is always hot. So Scott's on with us on Facebook. What else we got going on over here on YouTube. Leo, we're all glad you have cool live shows and cool stuff. Glad. Well, thanks. Glad you're here. Tweely D, what time you start in the morning? Like I said, the alarm goes off 5:45. I try to be out of bed a little after 6. That puts me at the shop by 7. And I try to be back home between 9:30 and 10 at night. And, I'll usually run home and eat dinner, but lunch is right here. This is lunch. Sandwich, microwave pizza, something like that, bowl of soup right here. Check the computer and keep boogieing is typically lunch. Number one says it's always 5:17 p.m. and nobody's. Tony made it run a little late, but you're here. Waylon, do I trade trades for parts? Yes, I do take trade-ins. That's not a problem. But what did I do for Chrysler back in the day? I was actually in warranty administration. My title was field warranty specialist, and I worked through warranty administration out of CTC in Auburn Hills. My program was based out of the Chrysler Technology Center in Auburn Hills. We went to Detroit once or twice a year for meetings. But my title was field warranty specialist, which basically worked through warranty department, through warranty administration. So we were sent to dealerships with obviously excessive warranty expense. However, we didn't go in to cut them off at the knees. The reason they hired like me and other people out of my program at Pitt State is because we had technical degrees. We went into a dealership service department to look at why are their expenses high. Are the service writers not writing the tickets correctly? Are the jobs not getting assigned to the correct techs? Are the techs not trained? Is the parts department getting the right parts in a timely manner? Things like that. We looked at the entire process from when the customer pulled in the service drive until that warranty repair order was input to Chrysler. We looked at every step of the process to try to identify their inefficiencies, to try to control their warranty costs by doing that, as opposed to just going and saying you can't do warranty work. So, and 9 times out of 10, any deficiencies that we found on the warranty side were also rolling over to their customer pay side and their used car department side and their internal side, all that stuff. It usually affected all of it. But that's what I did for Chrysler. My title was field warranty specialist, and it was basically a service department consultant to try to control excessive warranty expense. Alec got his hubcap. He thinks it's super cool. That was a cool hubcap. That was a neat Oldsmobile piece. Alec, glad it made it. Chad, need an update on the COE on the Dakota chassis. Building a 42 Ford COE on an 02 Dakota chassis. Haven't done anything with it, Chad. My daughter's in college. That's her truck. So it's just tucked over in the corner of the shop for right now. So haven't really done anything with it. Gary, was the company work car the Viper? No, I never had a Viper for a work car. I typically drove pickups. I typically had Cummins for work pickups, but had an RT Durango for a while. Had one of the earlier 300s, a 99 300 before the newer style came out. So I drove a lot of different stuff, but typically I drove pickups for company cars. We'll go easy on you now. Let's go with the Hudson Badge. So anyway, wrap up KKO. It was great. Super excited to see Jess, Rico, as well as some of you other people there. Had a good time. And always a great show and always worth checking out if you're anywhere near. What else happened this week? We already had a comment about license plates, stacks of license plates. I let some of you guys in on Tuesday night about the collection that I just got. In fact, I think I just picked it up Tuesday. I bought a large, well, I shouldn't say large quantity, but large in scope Kansas license plate collection. The first Kansas license plate, the first state-issued license plate, was 1913. This collection is already on display boards from 1913 to 1974, all original paint. So since I got a whole set, and I kind of let some of you guys in on this Tuesday night, I'm going to start divvying up some of the stuff that I've had rat hole for years. So we got some super cool plates coming up. We'll do a couple of them tonight. But the plate situation over the next several weeks should be pretty good. And when I say pretty good, I'm talking a lot of this stuff. There's a few Missouri and a few Colorado, but there are 10 or 12 plates over there in those stacks that are pre-war. So we got some super cool license plate stuff coming up. So anyway, but you know what's coming up on some Toy Tuesdays now? The license plate collection. Now it's big. It's 13 to 74. So there's 60 some plates on there. So we'll do an overview maybe Tuesday night, and then probably kind of focus on maybe some of the earlier plates, and then maybe the following Tuesday or sometime a few weeks down the road, we'll look at some of the newer plates. But the collection is, like I said, with 61 plates or whatever, something like that, is going to take some time to really study them, take them in, and look at some of the differences and some of the uniqueness of some of those plates, especially some of the earlier ones, some of the Warrior era ones, things like that. So that's some of the stuff that's coming up. But like I said, because of that, I even found a few plates at Salina yesterday in a box of stuff I got. So I've got those, and I pulled some stuff down that I've got license plates stashed everywhere, always wanting to put together a good collection. So now I've got that big collection. So as I find these other piles that I've had rat hold, we're going to start mixing some of them in and adding them to some of your guys' collections. So that's super excited about that. Super excited about the collection in general, and definitely excited about being able to help out some of you guys with some of your collections and also help financially support what I'm doing here. Boom. Double shot. Yeah, I showed Jess the picture. She said it's pretty impressive. So, yeah, it's exciting. So I did show her the picture when I saw him at Salina this weekend. Shop Cat is beginning a week off work, COVID enhanced. Well, hopefully nothing serious, Shop Cat. Hopefully it's not a big deal. And no big deal that other than the fact you get some time off, get some work done in the garage, maybe that'll be good. So that's exactly what he said, more shop time. So anyway, that's what happened this week. Didn't really haul many cars. We got one today, but I spent the first half of the week shipping parts, and then the second half of the week it rained. So kind of screwed up the plans and the schedule. Something else real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and slide one in tonight. I want your guys' feedback on this as far as adding another small segment to the show. And it's something that won't take a lot of time, but we've had several requests about promo models. We got Bill on with us, who is the expert, who will always clarify any questions that we have. And it's come up before, and it came up again last week, that some of you guys want to see more promos. I mean, sometimes I throw some up on the shelf and things like that. We may talk about one or two here or there. But several times it's been come up to add a promo segment. So we're going to slide one in tonight. I want your guys' feedback. Jess says, yes, love promos. Bill says, love promos. So far the feedback's been pretty good, pretty instant and pretty good. So we'll try to start working some of that in as we fine tune this thing. I always want your guys' feedback. And I know a lot of you guys that I've talked to on the phone, I always ask for your feedback. I always try to ask for your feedback. If I'm talking to you about something, I forget to ask you about feedback from Sunday night, please give it to me anyway. This thing's getting really long, and I know it's really long for some of you guys, and I don't want to overwhelm some of you and miss stuff you want. So if we need to take something out or put something in or decontent here or add content here, I'm all up for your guys' ideas. So we'll go ahead and slide a promo in tonight, and if it works well, and there's not a lot to them. We check them out. We look at the year of the car. We look at some of the ones that have wording on the bottom, things like that. So it's not going to be a long segment, but if you guys are up for it, which so far the feedback's been overwhelmingly good, we'll start sliding one of those in for 2 minutes a night. So Kenny just says promos. Tony says that'd be cool. Pete says it's got 4 wheels he's in. Steven said, I always thought the dealer promos were super cool. Yeah, and put a display them with your car too. So tonight we're going to start off. Actually, I just started on the first shelf in the office. I got promos stacked everywhere. I got a big case of them here in the office. So let's start here. This is easy. So the first promo in the new promo segment, we'll see how long it's going to last. No Scam just says promo or no go. Leo says you're all good. Perfect. The first promo we're going to look at on the new promo segment is the 1952 Chevrolet in two-tone spring green and emerald green. This is a pretty nice promo in pretty decent shape. Billy's on with us. And as always, as we do the promo segment, if you've got questions, throw them out there. Because if I don't have the answer, Bill Wagaman's on with us, and he will. Because he is a toy guru. But this 1952 Chevrolet in spring green and emerald green, and I know that because it says it on the roof. I didn't actually memorize that. I kind of cheated. I read it. So there's the secret on this one. Old school's here. Lance digs it. Zach just says that's sexy. In pretty decent shape considering its age. It's 70 years old. The bumpers and grill are all intact. As we know with a lot of these promos, it's very typical to get the tips knocked off the bumpers and things like that. This era of promos were pretty blah. They had the windows are mirrored, so there's no interior in them, so they didn't have an actual interior in them. They looked the part. put them in a factory color, handing them out. This era of Chevrolet was actually a bank. It says, this is kind of dirty. Save for a rainy day or a new Chevrolet is what it says on the bottom of this one, since it is a bank. And it also has one crack on the bottom, which is great. I'd rather the crack on the bottom than the top for sure. But there it is. It has the bank on the slot. Save for a rainy day or a new Chevrolet is embossed in it right here. It does have this crack across the base. Obviously a very bland bottom, but since this one's a bank, not that big a deal. But overall, in really nice shape, and a pretty cool 1952 Chevrolet promo model in spring green and emerald green. Leo's trying to buy. Most of these promos, I don't have any promos in the auction tonight. I do need to see if I've got any duplicates, because a lot of you guys were asking for promos as well. Alec digs the colors, very common colors for that era, which makes it, really makes it fit. Car does have all the hubcaps and everything on it, so still a pretty intact, pretty decent promo. Jason loves it. Tony had a model car collection, sold the collection for $3,000 10 years ago. No scams. Who wouldn't want a promo? Yep, that's for sure. So anyway, there's the promo for tonight. Obviously, tons of great feedback on the new promo section. And like I said, I think we can add it because we can keep it pretty short. It's not a lot to it other than looking at some of the details, talking about that model of the car a little bit, and then moving on to the next segment of badges and emblems. In badges and emblems tonight, Pete, do most of the promos you have with the box have people's addresses on them? No, very few of them do. That one we did the other night did, but very, very few of them do. We've got 2 badges tonight, as always, as we get into the badge section. Did somebody say badge? Boom. Boom. Oh, looky there. But the first one's actually not a car badge. Yep, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a loop on the badges tonight. So, and the first badge we're going to look at, it's enamel. It's a very cool badge. It's an enamel badge, just kind of like these are. It's got an animal on it, which is always good, but it's a little bit different. I've only got one. I couldn't really find much about it because it's the company symbol. And because it's the company symbol, when you try to find something about it, just, page after page after page of this logo pops up. So I didn't spend hours on it, but I did try to. Tweedledee says it's an ag badge. Nope, not an ag badge. Good guess, but it is not an ag badge. Because this symbol is the company's logo, or at least one of the company's logos, there was so much stuff on it, I couldn't come up with anything concrete as to what this came. Well, I know what it came off of, but I don't know specifically what it came off of or what era they used this. But it's a great piece. It's got great colors. I've only seen a few of them. I know they're out there, but I have seen there was a couple of them when we bought this, but they were fairly pricey. So I just bought one of them for our collection. Ozark Fox, this is on Casey's Peanuts, Pizza and Donuts. It doesn't sound too terribly bad. So this badge, like I said, it is an earlier enamel type badge. It's a great piece. It does have some chipping, but it does have great color. No other guesses, apparently. I was waiting to see if anybody else wanted to throw up a guess as to what it might be, since Tweedledee went for ag badge. But we'll go ahead and share it with you and see what you think of it, if you guys think it was as cool as I did. This badge is for the Pratt & Whitney Aircraft Company. Pratt & Whitney USA, dependable engines. I totally dig this thing. Very similar to our normal car badges in size, color, stature, construction. X-Ray Dean just says, wow. Yeah, it's a cool piece. Or similar size to this badge. Wow, I'm going to get you guys good tonight. This Pratt & Whitney, the circle is just under 2 inches. Now, when we go wingtip to wingtip, it's about 2 1/4. So we're about 2 here, about 2 1/4 with the tips of the eagle's wings. Very pretty badge with the bald eagle. We've got some chipping in the eagle here. but obviously the brown wings, the white head, the light blue background, and then the darker blue circle. Zach and Alec both dig it. Yeah, it's a great piece. Kenny says great colors, that's for sure. So there's the first badge for tonight. I don't even know what era this is. I don't know if this is early, late. I don't know. Like I said, couldn't find out much about it. When you look for Pratt & Whitney badge, this logo shows up like everywhere. So I couldn't get it really narrowed down. I don't know what era it is. They may still use something similar to this. I don't know. But definitely, very comparable. And just showing this. I'm going to show you this for a sample this time of size, structure, metal backing, enamel front on the structure of this badge versus all these early badges that we do look at. No Scam says we're going to be able to feel our faces at the end of the show. So anyway, that was the badge I was going to start off with tonight. Like I said, something a little bit different, but actually it's been laying there for quite a while. I keep forgetting to share it with you. So I wanted to definitely throw that out. Are they still in business? Yeah, I think they are. Tweedledee. So there it is, the Pratt & Whitney Dependable Engines badge with the American Bald Eagle on it. Great badge. Like I said, I don't know the era or the age compared to these others, but super cool piece. Definitely, absolutely wanted to share that with you guys. And as always, we move up a little bit in age as we get to them. Zach on Facebook says, using this for an example equals Chad wants to get us drunk and take advantage of our bank accounts. So, Frank said, old VW used to have a badge that said dependable airplane parts. That'd be kind of cool, too. Pete says, yes, they are still in business. His father-in-law still works for them. So, answers that question for sure. Alec on Facebook says, yes, there's a factory about 10 miles from his house. So, yeah, I was pretty sure they were still around. So, Bill Disc says, good thing payday was Friday. Old school, the collecting addiction is real. Yeah, I've noticed that. Jess, no bidding for her tonight. She ordered Nash parts. So Jess is being responsible tonight. That or Rico's sitting there watching her, which is probably good for her. No, Rico's not watching Jess. She's just trying to be responsible all on her own. So Jess is going to try to be responsible tonight all on her own, which I'm sure you guys probably won't let her do, but we'll give it a shot. She's going to say that so she can say that she said it. That's what it is. Jess is saying that so she can say, I tried to be responsible and everybody just overwhelmed me. So what else? Tweedledee parts for 5.9 Cummins. I don't have any 5.9 Cummins, so. Bill says, hey, Jess, there's a Nash on eBay right now under model cars, but I better check that out. Big Job, who wants a nobody's plaque? Yeah, I need to check on that here one of these days, too. No Scam says his wife's out of town. He'll be the opposite of Jess tonight. So Jason says he's going to try to be responsible tonight, too. Jess says she may quit early just so she doesn't get herself in trouble. That could be a good time, too. That's right. Kenny says time to pull the Nash stuff out so you got good juju around you. Leo still got 25 on Gray Kitty. Gray Kitty's over sleeping. She's zonked out. But anyway, the second badge for tonight, as always, we move up a few decades. This one isn't perfect, but that's actually for my personal badge collection. I don't care about perfection. I care about originality. A lot of these badges anymore, especially like the muscle car stuff, you can buy it all new. Excuse me. And that's kind of what we've got here. Something you can definitely buy new, but this is an original, which I'm actually kind of more excited about. Bill, shipping would be crazy for Gray Kitty. Yeah, it would be. But we're going to step up into the late 60s, early 70s muscle car era. That's right, old school personal badge collection. To the well-known Dodge Super Bee. Zach will raise his offer on Gray Kitty, from which he screwed up the chat to 40. Jason said here, no scams is just buying for Jess and Jason tonight. So like I said, this is not a great badge. The paint's faded. It's got some pitting, and you can see some pitting in the B head, things like that. But I'd rather have original. It's not going on a show car. I want it for my stuff. That's right, Will. The birds and the beast. That's right. Alec just says, wow, want it, love it. Actually, lots of people saying love it. Buchanan Auto Sales made it back tonight. Glad you stopped by, Buchanan. Hadn't seen you in a while. Glad you're on tonight. Okay, here goes Jess again. My birthday's coming up. Yeah, we know, Jess. So, yeah, the Super B emblem. The Super B, this is mine. This is one out of my stash. So, anyone have a title for 37 anything, basically. And I've got stuff in that area that's titled, Damien, but I can't sell just a title. I mean, I can sell you a shell, but I can't sell you a title. But I do have some stuff in that area that is titled. Tweeted this is his dog would chase Gray Kitty around. All right. Leo says make a cool belt buckle for sure. James is on. Glad you made it. Jason's birthday is in September. Jess is in October. So, but this Super B badge, like I said, used in 69, 70, 71, right in that era. This badge is 3.5 from the stinger to the antennas. So the stinger to the antennas is 3.5. So it's not a big badge. You can see by the palm of my hand, it's not a big badge. It's only 1 7/8 high from the wing down to the wheel. So not a huge badge by any means. Just have to give me a shout, Damien's Garage, and go over the details of what you need specifically, and see if we can narrow it down to something that I may or may not have here that can help you out. That's right, Lance. VIN swapping that's going on isn't good. That's for sure. That's why I can't sell a VIN or a tag. I can sell you a body, and you can build it or cut it up or do whatever you want, but I can't sell you a title and a tag. That's completely illegal. So that's why I've got to be careful about how that's handled. I can sell you a card. You can do what you want with it. And that's going to get even stickier and stickier as the further we get, just because, like you just said, Lance, it's getting worse and worse. Norm from Bangor, Pennsylvania is on. Bumble or Rumble. Yeah, no kidding. That's right. Big Job says not till the stinger gets you. Yes. Can I help you? Did you hear your name? You did? So what do you want now? Look, you're going to get stung. I'm going to sting you with the Super Bee. You're going to get stung by a Super Bee. You don't care. Because everybody's ignoring me. You want attention. So you're going to jump in the middle of the chat again. Yeah, now you're headbutting me because I am on the chat with everybody else. Yes, everybody else is on the chat looking at a Super Bee emblem, and you're in here messing up the chat again. But anyway, this was a stud-mounted badge. Still has the original mounting studs and nuts on the back of it. Back's kind of dirty and pitted, but that's because it's an original. No Scam says, Kitty knows she's a celebrity. Yeah. No Gray Kitty. She'll kill the show, says Steve. Yeah. Beware, Gray Kitty. Yeah, beware, Gray Kitty. You. Yes, beware, Gray Kitty. I think you need to go back to where you were sleeping. Leo's still trying to buy you, too. Yes, you're a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. Tweeted this says, no, go away, Gray Kitty. Yes, you need to get down. All right, you can tell everybody hi one more time, then you're getting down. You're going to have to jump over the auction pile. Yes. Say, there you go. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, say hi, Gray Kitty. Hi, Gray Kitty. Yes, there's a Gray Kitty. All right. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Time for you to go down. So anyway, that's what we have for tonight. The Super B badge, which is always a cool piece. That's right, Kenny. She's a showstopper. We know that. That's for sure. Literally. So there again, it's an original. So the paint's faded. It's pitted up, but it's an original. That's why it's cool, and that's why I like it in my collection. So that's what we have for badges tonight. The enamel Pratt & Whitney aircraft engine with the eagle on it and the Dodge Super B from the late 60s, early 70s. So both cool pieces. Both obviously, this is completely different than what we normally check out, being aviation related. But as most of you know, if there's one thing I love almost as much as cars and trucks, it's airplanes. So I like sliding in cool airplane stuff as well. So hope you guys liked it. even though it was a little bit different and a little bit off course. Let's see. Norman says hit the like button. Appreciate that. Number one, I've got an entire bird on the grill. He's got an entire bird on the grill, so he's popping in and out. That's all right, number one. Sounds like you're cooking up something pretty good. That's right, no scams. It has history and it's an original. So that's exactly right. Alex says 2 great looking badges, which is the whole point of doing the badge section. Mix it up a little bit, bring out some cool stuff, talk about the history, learn a little bit about it, and go on to next week and learn some more stuff. So let's go ahead and put these up. We don't want them getting mixed into any auction items since those are mine. Boom. Look at that. Oh, did you see that? Look at that slide. Oh, missed it that time. It's like a switchblade Hudson. Need to get that down pat a little better. Boom. Boom. There we go. I don't want to drop it. All right. Well, that gets us through open chat, promos, and badges and emblems. And guess what's next? Time to do some cool auction stuff. Back of the Pratt & Whitney badge. Yes, we did, Pete. I'll show it again. Tweedledee, cars, trains, ag, airplanes all have engines. Absolutely. Zach says it was like 10 shots in a row. Yeah. I'm trying to get that flip thing down. See, I dropped it. I know I was going to do that. I'm trying to get the flip thing down. There we go. Yes, the Pratt & Whitney badge on the back is basically very similar. It didn't have the press-on button like these, but, you know, that type of a format is how these were built. Excuse me. Leo, great shows, great way to see and learn. Absolutely. Brian says auction time. Let's go. Real quick before we get into the auction, let's go ahead and touch up some of the rules again real quick for the chat and auction. Autocorrect, please double check your autocorrect before you hit send. Whether it's an auctions item, whether it's a comment. If I can't make out your comment, I have to skip it and go to the next guy. So double check your autocorrect. Make sure it didn't change words on you so that your comment makes sense. If you're on the Nobody Show page on Facebook, as always, I cannot see those comments. Since we're getting ready for the auction, please remember that. You need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto page on Facebook or the Nobody Show channel on YouTube. Those are the only 2 sets of comments I can see. The video is shared to the Nobody Show page on Facebook from the Nobody Else's Auto page. So you'll need to be over there. If you just want to watch, hang out, you're perfect. You want to comment, participate, you need to be over there. Trolls, as always, you guys do a great job on trolls. We do get them from time to time. Anybody's going to. I ignore them because they're trying to get my attention. You guys do a great job of running them off and reporting them. So I always appreciate that. I hate for this to go members only or to subscriber only or even membership only. But, and eventually it may get to that. But as of right now, I don't want it to get to that. So you guys do a great job with trolls, and I appreciate that. Throw a share out there. Let your friends know that we are on. If you're on Facebook, just go ahead and hit the share button so that your friends know that we are live and on tonight. Oh, no problem, Pete. Anytime you guys want to see something again, all you got to do is ask. We can sure show it up there. Not a problem at all. Number one, debone and flatten an entire chicken. Marinated it. It's on the grill. That all sounds like it ought to be pretty good. Leo, we're going to be gone soon for the Hudson badge. Kenny says, run them off. That's right. You guys do a great job with trolls. I do appreciate that. As we get ready for the auction, this is my fault. I have not been good at that. We've had a lot of new people on here recently, and which is great because we're growing and we're gaining and we're building. However, I've confused a few people on the auction stuff because I kind of got into our little group and kind of got used to it. On the auction stuff, anybody can bid. There's only like 2 names on my list of people that have not paid for something. So, I don't care if you bid as long as you're going to pay me. If you have an issue with payment, call me. We'll get it figured out. Even if it takes a week or 2, I don't care. I'll work with you however we need to. Just don't ignore me. If you bid on something, buy something, and then you ignore me, then you're out. You end up on the you don't get to play anymore list. But like I said, that list is like that long because we've got such a great group of people here, and everybody does pay. You can pay with check, money order, Western Union, or PayPal, friends and family. That information is in the text part of this video. Both YouTube and Facebook. After we get done, you can click on the video, look for the text part where the description is at, and the PayPal and mailing info is all in there. Please, when you do pay me, let me know what it's for. If it's auction items, I log all the auction items. but some guys throw a few extra bucks in for the raffle when they pay for auction items. Let me know all that and make sure your shipping address is on there. Especially it's getting more and more confusing for me because we've got new bidders. So please go ahead and throw your address on there. Yes, do I have it? Probably somewhere for some of you guys. But, here's my notebook, and that doesn't count all the auction stuff. That stack is over there, all the receipts from the raffles from the last year and a half. So if you can help me out by putting your shipping information on there, and if you bought 3 things on the auction, just you can put 3 auction items, can, emblems, ornament, something like that. And that way I can look at my tally on what your total was, and then I know how much to put in for the raffle. But you've got to let me know that. Or shipping is I usually just factor shipping in. If I'm going to add shipping to it, I'll say it specifically. Some of you guys throw an extra $5 on it, say to help for shipping, and I super appreciate that as well. So shipping, I figure, included in this stuff when we do it, when we sell it. But some of you guys do go ahead and throw a couple bucks in extra. Some guys will throw, an extra $10 on and say, use half for shipping, throw half in the raffle. That's great. It's awesome, and I super appreciate it because not only do I have the shipping costs, I've got tape and packing and all that other stuff too. So anyway, that's my fault that I haven't been clarifying that, and I need to do that every week because we do have new people on here, and a couple of the guys that bought last week were confused, and that was my fault completely. So I apologize for that. That's right, old school. 1 strike and you're out of here. Like I said, I'll work with you. Just call me and let me know what's going on. That's all I ask. Kenny says we shouldn't have a list like that. Well, we had one guy bid like $500 on a can one night, stupid, and kept saying that was his legitimate bid, but it obviously wasn't. So, but yeah, you're going to get a couple people who are just going to be morons, and that's what they want to do because that's how they like to get attention. But for the most part, it's not an issue. Yeah, Tony, money orders not a problem. Personal check, not a problem. Still get them all the time. So, just if you're in state, which most of you aren't, you have sales tax we got to worry about, but I don't think any of you are in state really. So, other than Charles, and he's local, we got that figured out on his. So, let's see. How could you ask for more? Well, just like Johnny. There again, back with the Johnny Carson comments. That's right, Buchanan. I need a disclaimer video. Big Jobs made a comment last week. I'm like the Johnny Carson of car chat shows or car talk shows, which was actually pretty cool because I remember growing up on Johnny Carson when I was a kid. My dad always watched Johnny Carson. So that was actually like a pretty high compliment for me that you guys actually thought highly enough of me to say that. So no scams and cans. Okay, get a hold of me if you buy something so we make sure we can get that figured out. So cool idea box behind it. Oh, probably my carburetor rack. There's all kinds of junk stacked in there too. But anyway, that being said, let's sell some cool stuff. I've got a few higher dollars pieces in here tonight. It's going to take a few bucks to get me to let them go. But we'll go ahead and get rolling. We got some cool license plates. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I got a big pile, so if we get done and you want a few more, we can even throw a few more in. I don't care. I need to get rid of some of this stuff. It's stacking up. Oh, where do we start? As always, Bud, enjoy the video on the police car. Perfect. Buchanan sales like a 50s car commercial. When I hold up a piece and we start talking about it, I will go ahead and give a description on the piece. As soon as I hold it up and start giving a description, if you guys want to start bidding on it, go ahead. In fact, if somebody wants to throw a bid out there when I do start it, hold it up if you're interested in it. That way I know we've got live people that are interested in the piece. After we get done, above me, I don't know. That's a piston ring box we're giving away tonight. I don't know which other box. That's a toy box. That's got a toy in it. So, but after I get done with the description, we will put it on a 2-minute timer. Now, there is a delay. For you new guys, there is a delay. I will tell you when 1 minute has passed, and I will tell you when 1 minute 30 has passed. When I tell you 1 minute 30 has passed, and we are down to the last 30 seconds, that means it's just about over by the time you actually see it. Because some people have a delay up to 30 seconds. Some people have a delay up to 15 seconds. It depends on your device. Some people on a tablet versus a phone versus a PC versus a TV have different delay times. So when I tell you 1 minute 30 has passed, be thinking about your max bid. If something is at $100 and you want to give 125, I strongly suggest throwing that 125 out there. If you go 110, you're probably going to get sniped because, some of you guys are turning sniping into an art on here. About half, the auctions last week, there were three to five bids that came in between 155 and 205. And now, obviously, after 2, they didn't count, but those were in there and loaded, and 2 or 3 seconds worth of difference, and you'd have got sniped. So be thinking about your max bid. If you want to bid 125 and you bid 105, 110, you're probably going to get sniped. So Alex looks like he's ready to go. Oh, and some of you guys, I'm going to give away a few of you guys your secrets. You're actually commenting on one format, but I know some of you are on both formats, watching both bids, watching what everybody's doing. So you got those guys out there too doing that. So like I said, some of you guys are turning this into an art. So I'm warning the new guys that some of these guys are turning this into an art. So, anyway, that's right, Kenny. Don't you cuss on this here radio. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with something kind of basic, kind of simple. I think it's really cool. I really dig it. But it's kind of a basic can. We'll get started with something simple and easy and kind of work into some other cooler stuff. But this is a Scat hand soap can, like hand cleaner. It's a really cool little can. I don't think I've ever seen them before. There's no lid on this can. Scat hand soap in can and hand cleaner. Yellow can, blue lettering. And I try to remember to say the colors because some of you guys' screens look a little different. So it's a yellow can with kind of a blue letters. No Scam's going to start us off with $8 on it. On the side over here, it says Scat cleans sinks, cooking dishes, refrigerators, baths, toilets, floors, woodwork, paint, linoleum, stoves, ceilings, and cleans white wall tires. This stuff cleans everything. Hartford, Connecticut, the Scat Company, trademark registered USA and abroad, 14 ounces net weight. Directions for cleaning hands. Do not wet hands first. Rub Scat over hands to loosen dirt, then rinse with water and dry. For home cleaning, use Scat with a damp cloth or a dish mop with very little water. Send for full list of uses. For utmost economy, buy the Jumbo Scat. So there's the Scat, what it does, including white wall tires. And the directions. Like I said, bottom looks brand new. No lid. Just a nice little probably 50s era can with a lot of cool stuff on it. Josh is on with us on his break at work. Glad you stopped by. Wants to see F bodies. Yeah, I've got to get some more F body stuff out. Dweley says looks yellowish green. It is kind of a yellowish green, but it's definitely more yellow than anything. But it's got kind of that kind of a tint to it, and it might be because of the blue that's mixed in with it. I wonder if they put the blue down first, then the yellow over it. So anyway, John's here. Leo says it'd be easy to find. Couple of comments about Scat being animal poop. Yeah, I've heard of that before too. So. But anyway, we've got a $10 bid from Buchanan as of right now on the Scat hand soap. We're going to kick this thing off. We are live on the timer, watching for that 2-minute mark. Like I said, I will tell you when when we hit the 1 minute mark and when we hit the 1 minute 30 mark and count it down from there. So please remember at 1 minute 30, be thinking about your max bids. John, running late, just got done destroying the Chinese buffet. Getting my notes ready. Bundle the can with a Super BM. We'll call it Scat Pat. There you go. I think we'll just sell the can. I've got Buchanan at $10 on the Scat hand soap and kitchen cleaner can that also does white wall tires. So Leo says could have been a rubber lid. Yeah, that could have been possible too, but there's no lid on it now. So we're coming up on the 1 minute mark. This can is just over 3 inches in diameter, 3 3/8, something like that. And we have hit the 1 minute mark. We've got Buchanan at 10, 2.5 inches tall. So we're working our way down on the Scat can. $10 is still pretty cheap, even though we're starting off with a cheaper can. It's still that's even super cheap. But Buchanan at 10 is what we've got. That's right, says Pete here, Snipers. We're coming up on that minute 30 point. Slide one of those in there. As we come up on the 1 minute and 30 second point, 1 minute 30 seconds has passed. Be thinking about your max bid on the Scat can. Coming down to the wire on this one, Buchanan at 10 on the Scat. 20 seconds left. 15 seconds. Keep an eye on both formats. Buchanan at 10 on the Scat can. 10 seconds left. Brian at 15. Zach at 11. I've got Brian at 15. 5 seconds left. And that's it. Brian at 15 on the scat and a gray cat. Cat, what are you doing up here again? I'm trying to sell some stuff to buy cat food with. Dum-dum. All right. Good way to start her off. No, you stay away from the keyboards. You stay away from the keyboards. You stay away from the keyboards. Yes, you stay away from the keyboards. Yeah, Zach says, no, go away, great kitty. Nope, no on radios tonight. Throw something. Let's get you down and out of the way. Yes, down. All right. Nope, no thermometers tonight either. Let's see. That's right, cat and dog's not cheap, that's for sure. Leo's still trying to buy a gray kitty. Let's go ahead and go to a license plate, since we've got a few of them tonight. This is a rougher one, so we'll start off with a little bit rougher one and kind of move into some of the better stuff. But it is unique, and there's one side's really rough, but one side's still looks pretty good on it. So we'll go ahead and check this one out. This is a 1942 Kansas. One edge is real rough, but the other side's pretty cool. Here she is. Good color over here. This side obviously definitely has some serious issues with a little bit of even rust through over here. The sunflower over here, cool piece. That's the neat thing about it. You can still make out the sunflower over here. Kansas 42, green background, white numbers, white letters, yellow sunflower. This is basically a standard size plate. 12.5 and just by about 5 3/4. Alex starting us off at 10 on the 1942 plate. The backside looks pretty decent. Too bad the back wasn't the front. Because we see the rust over here. We see kind of where the paint's popped over here. I've got Damien at 20 and Zach at 20, both. I had Damien first on the 1942 Kansas plate. It is bent a little bit, not terribly, but it is not perfectly flat or straight. So Damien at 20 is my high bidder because I had him before Zach. And let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer. Zach, in rust I trust. That's true. Leo thinks it's a cool plate as well. We are live on the 1942 Kansas license plate. Is the trivia answer green and black backside paint on Ohio? Nope, that's not it. Is this out of your old collection? Some of this stuff's starting to get mixed up. Like I said, I got some yesterday. I've got boxes of them around. So it's kind of getting shuffled around and mixed up already. So some of it is, some of the stuff I bought yesterday. This may have come from yesterday. Zach at 22. Is there any value for license plates? Some of them are pretty valuable, Tweedly D, yeah. In Kansas, you can actually use data manufacturer plates to register your car with. So get my notes made here so I don't forget. Zach at 22 is my high bidder as of right now. Number one's got 10 minutes for his birds done. So as we're ticking down on this one, getting close to the 1 minute mark, I've got Zach at 22 on the 1942 Kansas plate. And 1 minute has now passed. Yes, number one, those are sets of sunflower. I think they just had one, though. I don't think there was one on this. Yeah, there was. Actually, there was one on that side, I think. Yeah, there were sunflowers on both corners. Zach at 22 is my high bidder. Coming up on that minute 30 point. That's right. Big Job is cool. You can actually re-register them. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. We're on the back side of this. By the time you see this, it will probably be over. So be thinking about those max bids. Slide it in there real quick. So you're probably going to be right at the end. I've got Zach at 22 on the 1942 Kansas license plate. 15 seconds left. We're just about ready to wrap this one up. 10. Zach at 22 is my high bidder. Buchanan at 23. And that does it. Buchanan barely got that one in with about 2 seconds left. And then Alec came in at 25. That one did not make it in time. So that one's going to Buchanan. Oh, what do we want to do next? We need to get us some emblems, maybe. Start working towards some cool stuff. How about doing something we haven't done before? Something a little bit different. We've sold these type of parts before, but we've never done a bundle on 2 of them. Who's up for a bundle? No, number one, we don't have camping equipment. That's for sure. I definitely don't have camping equipment. If I did, I'd sell it to you. Trust me. So we're gonna do a different type of bundle here. If you guys are interested in it, I know you like bundles. Old School's waiting for some toys. We've got a couple toys tonight. We'll see what we get to on that. Nope, don't have any mirrors tonight. How about a hood ornament bundle? Huh? How's that sound to everybody? Let's see. Let me get these comments out of the way. Then we're going to get to some. Kenny says bundles are good but expensive. John says a buddy of mine gave me the side trim for a 4-door 57 Chevy. Is it worth anything or use? It's not worth a ton. Some guys do still need it because they don't reproduce much of that 4-door stuff. But it's great garage art too. I've actually got some of it hanging in my shop. Pete's ready for a bundle. No radio plates. Hood ornaments. Chivvies is what we've got tonight in the hood ornament bundle. Starting off with a like 47, 48 Chevrolet hood ornament. This is the standard, not the deluxe. Does have some pitting in it. No breaks or chips. Chrome still has pretty decent shine on it. See it from the top there. We can see kind of the wings that come back, and it's got the little indentions there. Kind of the little fin that kicks up on the back with a couple more little indentations cut in there. So like I said, I think that's like 47, 48. The next Chevy ornament is going to be right after that. That's right. Big Job says Bonomania. That's right, John. It's free. Why not? That's for sure. The 1949-1950 era Chevy hood ornament. Kind of the same thing. Pretty decent shine on the chrome. Few pits in it. No breaks, no chips. The back's notched out where it would go around the hood or the hood molding. So there they are. A hood ornament bundle. That's just a piece of wire where it was hanging. Brandon's just going to start us off at $100. He ain't going to mess around on this deal. You get the pair, 2 for 1, 1 bid, 1 money, and I'm shipping you both of them. Brandon's starting us off at $100 right out of the gate on the pair of Chevy hood ornaments. So there we go. That's right. Leo says leave it on a jet plane. Leave it on a jet plane, shipping off to somebody tomorrow. Let's get this thing on the timer. Brandon starting us off at $100. And we are live. We've got Brandon at 100 right out of the gate. So we'll see what happens. See, sometimes sometimes somebody throws a decent bid out there. They kind of run everybody else off. So we'll see if anybody else slides in on this deal. I don't think either one of them have been re-chromed, Kenny. I think they're both original because there's flaws in them. They both have flaws in them. So that's why I'm pretty sure they're both original. John says, look great in his mailbox. That's for sure. Close up. All right, coming up on the 1 minute mark. Get my notes made. Tweedlitz snipers are waiting. 1 minute has now passed. We're on the backside of this deal. We've got 1 minute left to go. Big Job says, love that old styling, not like today's plastic. That's true. And trust me, these weigh a lot more than plastic. Trust me. Brandon says, no more bids. Yeah, so you may sneak this one out. You never know. And we're coming up on the minute 30 mark on the pair of hood ornaments. 2 for 1. You're getting them both. 1 minute, 30 seconds has now passed. We're on the backside of this. If you're thinking about a max bid, now's the time to get it in. 20 seconds left. Keep an eye out for the snipers as we're down to the wire on this thing. 15 seconds to go. 10. Just about done. Nothing else popping up yet. 5. Zach at 110. And that did it. Zach got it at 110 with about 3 seconds left. So Zach slid in on those right there at the end. Brandon just says, ugh, yeah. You guys, that's the tough part about it. Some of those guys are pretty sneaky. So we got Zach at 110 on the pair of Chevy hood ornaments. I got kind of a different can here. I don't know if anybody's interested in this or not. Jeff from Canada, thanks for the promo segment. Saw it at work but couldn't comment. Like the 52 Chevy, great. Zach's a multitasker. Eating dinner and sniping. Big Job said he knew there was a sniper out there somewhere. Anybody have any interest in marine stuff? I got this can laying there. I don't know if anybody's interested in it or not. We'll throw it up. If nobody wants it, then we won't sell it. I'll throw it back in a box. But it's sitting here, so I figure we throw it up. For Johnson Outboard. Anybody like boats? Johnson Outboard. It's kind of cool because it's red on this side and black on this side. Outboard oil premium 50-1 Johnson Marine. So this is a tall, slender can. 6 1/4 inches, 2 5/8 across the top. So, is there any interest in this, or should we? Like I said, it's a little bit different. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in it or not. Alex says 7. So, is that it? Is anybody else a player on the Johnson can, or should we even worry about selling it? That's right. Bug Johnson's boat bust out another 1,000. Lee's at 10. Brandon just says a can's a can. It is full, but I will drain it because of the post office. So actually, there are some comments. Is it early 70s throwing sparks? I'm guessing it's 70s. It is an all-metal can. You can still see the seam over here. So it is all metal. We've got some bids on it, so I guess we'll go ahead and sell it. I had Alec at 7. He started us off. Lee came in at 10. Then Brandon came in at 10. So I've got Lee at 10. Top is sealed. I will drain this from the bottom, so it leaves so that the top does stay intact. Motor oil SAE 40. I do not see a barcode on this anywhere, so it's obviously got to have some age to it. But I would say that early 70s window is probably about where I would put it at. Like I said, red on one side, black on the other. And we're going to throw it on the timer, see if anybody else jumps this. I've got Lee at 10. David W. made it. Glad you're here. Do I ever use the oil I drain? Not usually. Sometimes I'll use it like if I got a car that has all the wheels locked up, I'll pour some on the tires so that it'll slide a little easier. That's about all I use it for. Because I never know how old it is. I never know what, if it's, where it came from, sometimes things like that. So, yes, Tweety, it is full as of right now. Let's go ahead and kick it off. We are live. I've got Dennis at 12. Dennis at 12 on the Johnson outboard can. Throwing Spark says, looks like an Evinrude snowmobile can from the early 70s. So I'm sure that's probably, I'd say that early 70s has probably got to be about right. So I've got Dennis at 12 on the Johnson outboard can. There's no date that I can find on it, Tweedly D, that I can't see a date anywhere for sure. Dennis at 12, Alec at 13 on Facebook on the Johnson can. As we're coming up on the 1 minute mark, I've got Alec at 13. Big guy's back. Glad you're here. 1 minute has now passed. We're on the back side of this deal. So please be thinking about your max bids. Alec at 13 on the Johnson can. Big Job says he's a waste oil here. They love to get clean oil. Yeah, I got plenty of jugs of it, that's for sure. Dennis at 14. And we're just about to the minute 30 mark. A minute 30 has now passed. Be thinking about your max bids with your particular delay. I've got Dennis at 14. Now's the time to get your maximum bid in on the Johnson can. I've got Dennis at 14. 20 seconds to go. Keep an eye on both formats. 15 seconds. Dennis at 14 is my high bidder with 10 to go. And that does it. Dennis at 14. All right, we'll put that one down there for Dennis. And who's ready to move into some bigger, higher dollar stuff? We'll start mixing some of that stuff in as well. We got some more emblems. We got some cool stuff here. Some more cans. I want to do something totally different next. Hopefully everybody's warmed up, ready to go. Got the in their groove now. We'll start sliding some other stuff in. We're going to do something we've never done before. And I've actually got some of these myself because they're kind of cool and they're great display pieces. It's something totally different. Never sold anything like it before, but it's a cool piece. It's a vertical piece that's super easy to hang and definitely a statement piece and not too big that it takes up a lot of room. Kenny says, mix slowly. I'm broke. Doug and Jill Prayer on with us. Glad they're here from Broken Arrow. Right there, the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company. Glad that you're on tonight, hanging out for a while. And actually, I need to call you, Doug. I got a couple things I need to run by you. I need to do that, get that done too. But we're giving away that raffle pack of Auburn stuff tonight. It's going to be super exciting. But the next thing I want to sell, Tweedly says, spent too much for last week. Now, this is going to have to bring something just because of shipping. But it's cool. I don't know how it's even going to be kind of tough to show it to you, but I want to sell it to you. It's like a Model T running board. But what's great about it is the way the Ford is stamped in this thing. Even says made in the USA right below it. Now, I know it's tough to see size-wise. There you can kind of see the whole thing. At least I can see the whole thing on my screen. It is, David W. says, that's cool. Big Job says, hey, Doug, beautiful cars. Absolutely. 45 inches. It is 45 inches tall. It is 8 inches wide. These are great for a bar, a man cave, anything. Because it's 8 inches wide. It's 45 inches tall. The Ford is very, very clear. The made in USA, not so much. This thing has a little bit of surface rust up here towards the top. Had some gunk on it up here. The back of it looks pretty good as well. This came out of the barn where I just dug out all of the cans. That's where I found this. So it has been in that barn for decades upon decades. Kenny says year. I think this is Model T. They quit building Model Ts in 1927, so this is probably early to mid 20s. It's a 100-year-old piece, roughly, right in that 100-year-old window. You know, since these were running boards, they have holes in them already. They're easy to mount to the wall. They're like I said, 8 inches wide. They're nice and slender. You can hang them anywhere. They look super cool. Obviously, it's going to cost something to ship this thing, so we'll see if the bids get up to where they need to be. Brandon's at 100 on it. Tyler says Model A pickups also use this pattern, so this could have been used on a Model A pickup like 28, 29, 30, 31 as well. So 90 to 100 years old on this piece. Number one mega heck of a console, top cover, or transmission tunnel, that's for sure. Rusty Nails made it. I've got Brandon at 100. We still got a little ways to go to get to this just to cover this, because it's probably going to be $40 to ship this thing. So plus what I've got in the part too. So we'll see if we get a few more bids. If we get a few more bids, and we'll go ahead and get it on a timer and see if we're going to sell. How heavy is it? I don't know, 10 pounds. It's not extremely heavy. It is fairly thin, but it is actual steel. 10, 12 pounds, probably something like that. So easy to mount, easy to check out, and it is pretty straight, really. It's not bent, it's not crushed, it's not smashed, anything like that. So anyway, there she is, running board off of a 20s, maybe early 30s era Ford Model T, possibly Model A type stuff. So Brandon at 100, but that's not quite enough to get it going. If anybody else is going to be in on this, we'll sell it. If not, I'll throw it back in the pile. So let's see what Alex in at 100 and a quarter. We're getting pretty close at 100 and a quarter. Rusty says 120. We're getting pretty close. Let's see if we get a little bit more. We'll go ahead and sell it. But like I said, I've got to factor in what I've got in it and the shipping costs. And but you factor in the shipping costs, I can't go backwards on it, because that doesn't keep replenishing the auction pile if I go backwards on them and don't at least get my money back. Charles is going to do 150 on it. That's kind of what the number I had in the back of my head was, 150. So let's go ahead and roll with it. And we are live on the timer. We're going to sell it. Leo says, go, 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 go. We are going to go on it. That's right, John. Also would make an awesome shelf too. Rifle locker door. Yeah, that's what's great about it, is it's such a nice size that you can do about anything with it. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's you can definitely see it. It's a statement piece. So that's kind of what we're dealing with on this particular piece. The versatility of it. Like I said, I've picked up a few of these over there just because of that. They look really good, like great bar man cave piece. But the thing about it is, it's Ford signs from this era. I've got one right over there that's beat to a pulp that is the same era as this. About it's probably 30 inches by about 10 inches, and that sign's probably $1,200. And this obviously isn't anywhere near that. That's right, Kenny. It is original diamond plate. 1 minute has now passed. Zach says awesome, but he's not a big Ford guy. 1 minute has passed. Be thinking about your max bids on the running board. Like I said, it does the same thing as a sign at a fraction of the cost. So like I said, that Ford sign says genuine Ford parts used here. It's 25 or 30 inches and 10 inches wide probably, and it's probably $1,200. So coming up on that minute 30 mark, be thinking about your max bids. I've got Charles at 150. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. Be thinking about your max bid. If anybody's going to be a sniper on this one, be waiting for your max bid. I'm going to keep an eye on things. 20 seconds to go. 15. Bill at 160. Rusty at 160. I had Bill first at 160. 10 seconds left. Bill at 160. Highlander at 175. 5 seconds to go. Highlander at 175. And that does it. Highlander at 175. Well, Kenny just barely missed that by 2 seconds with 188. Highlander at 175. Highlander tried to respond to the bid anyway with a 190, but it was already done. John at 175. So Highlander at 175. I'm glad you guys liked it. Like I said, I've picked a few of these up over the years because they are such a statement piece. I know Highlander's a Ford guy, so that's glad you got it. It's going to be a cool piece. So Glad it's going to a good home. Been buried in that barn for 30, 40, 50 years. Now it's going to be displayed like it should be. So get this big thing out of my way. Hunter says that's exactly where it's going to look great on his wall. Perfect. Awesome. So even everybody's on Facebook saying nice win. So it's a, like I said, they do the same thing as a portion of the sign at a fraction of the cost is what it boils down to. So David W. is getting a little thirsty. Hudson Badge. Auburn Badge. Whoa. How about another badge bundle? We all love badge bundles. A lot of cool stuff in badge bundles. And one gray cat. I said badge bundle, not gray cat. Get off the keyboard. Yes. You're trying, aren't you, dummy? Yes. Meow. Yes. Meow. How about you get out of the way? I said badge bundle, not cat. All right. Time for you to get down. Throw something wants to buy you too, cat. Anyway, Mopar badge bundle. Time for some Mopar badges. Yeah, Rusty Nelson is going to be an early night. I hope not. Are you kidding me? I just threw you down. I know. You're a pain in the butt. Down. Everybody's bidding on the cat. Big Job says he's going to lose another life. Let's get to this Mopar badge bundle. Let's have some fun. I know we got some Mopar fans out there. Starting off with a horn button off of like a late 60s Dodge Dart. Frank says, I need a dog. Are you kidding me? Get out. Oh, jeez. You're too close to the keyboard. Yes, you're too close to the keyboard. Down. The Dodge Dart horn button. Nice chrome, a little bit of pitting in it. It is a flat mount. It is a pretty flat surface across the back, so you could possibly do something, artistic with it. It does still have the clip in the back. Has the frag star, whatever they call it, in there on the ornament. Zach says he's a 50 on the cat. She might save some money on auction items. No. You get off the keyboard. Start the timer on the gray kitty. Yeah. The next badge in the Mopar badge bundle. Barracuda. I believe this is also late 60s. I don't think this is E-body. I think this is late 60s A-body Barracuda. Not 100% sure. Oh, the horn button is 3.5 in diameter. The Barracuda is 7.5 long. Are you kidding me? Down, down, down. Alex starting us off at 30 already, and we haven't even got to the last badge yet. No scams at 15, but I got Alec at 30. This is also flat mount with studs. It is not curved. It's pretty nice and flat and clean. The bird will lay flat on the back. Nice finish on it. Still looks pretty good. The last piece in the Mopar badge bundle. This is the coolest piece. This one I really debated on whether or not I was going to let you guys have it or not. The actual Barracuda Fish. Nice chrome. It is also flat mount with studs. Nice finish on this thing. Nice bright chrome. Very clear on the fish face, the fins, the tail, everything. So there we go. The fish is 4.5. Mark says, wondering what the cat is saying. It doesn't sound good. No, I think she's irritated. So the fish is almost 4.5. Jason says I'm killing him. Lots of bids coming in already. Charles at 50, Tweedly D at 70. On the Mopar Badge bundle, the Dart Horn button, the Barracuda Badge, and the Barracuda Fish. Let's get this thing live on the timer. Charles at 80 is my high bid, and we are live. I've got Charles at 80 as we go live on the timer. Get my notes caught up here. Rusty Nels was hoping for the RT. That's right, we're selling fish now. David W. is in at 85 on the Mopar Badge bundle. All three pieces, one bid, all going to one winner tonight. And we're coming up on the 1 minute mark. Alec is at 90 as we get to the 1 minute mark on the three badges. And here we go. 1 minute has passed. Brandon's going to jump off. Appreciate you being here. 1 minute has passed. I'll let you know when we get to... Oh, there's a Hudson badge popped up. When we get to that 1 minute, 30-second point, I've got Alec at 90 on the Mopar Badge bundle. Charles at 100. And we're just about to that minute 30 mark. Like I said, be thinking about your max bid at that minute 30 mark. No scams at 101 as we hit 1 minute 30 seconds. Be thinking about your max bids. By the time you hear this, we're going to be just about done. 101 is my high bid. 20 seconds left. Keeping an eye on this one. We've had a lot of action on these pieces. Trying to keep an eye on them close. 15 seconds to go. Charles is at 110. 10 seconds. Charles at 110. 5. No scams at 118. Charles at 125 right at the last second. That was, whoo, that was tight. Charles at 125 just as I hit the stop button. That got a little interesting there at the end. No scams, Charles. And then Alec was at 90, so that was a good one. Appreciate everybody playing along. That was that was like 159. I mean, that was, it doesn't get much tighter than that. But that's what makes it fun. That's right, Zach says lots of close ones tonight. Absolutely. Who wants another license plate? Leo wants another Hudson badge. Check that out. That's right, Rusty. He's got the timing figured out. That's for sure. Let's do a different license plate. This is, like I said, I end up with a few surrounding state plates just because of where I'm located at. You know, like anybody would, because it just floats around. We're going to do a Missouri plate, something a little bit different. We typically do Kansas because that's what the bulk of my collection is. But as I'm digging through things, going through some of these boxes, things like that, I do find some of this other stuff. My collection's obviously primarily focused around Kansas because that's where I'm at. So some of this out-of-state stuff, perfect. You know, some things I'll keep here and there if it's really cool. But definitely like, sharing some of this stuff around if it's not primarily my stuff. Other than the bear stuff from Canada. Canada has bear-shaped license plates. Love those things. Those things are epic. So those things I'm really excited about. I do keep those. I've got one or two of those. I always keep those. They're shaped like a bear, and they're an awesome tag. I need to get one of those out. I'm sure you Canadian guys are familiar with them. I need to get one of those out and show you guys. But anyway, let's get into this auction of the Missouri plate, and this is another earlier one. 1944 on this Missouri plate. Black background, yellow numbers and letters. Missouri, 1944. Leo, the suspense is cool. But this is a pretty decent plate. It's, it's 75 years old, but old school just sold the bear plate. Fairly flat. It's got a few wrinkles in it, a little bit of surface rust, no rust out. Does appear to be original paint. David's going to start us off at 25, so we're ready to roll on this. This corner's been a little bit. The back has some surface rust, but there again, nothing real serious. Does appear to be primarily original paint along the back as well. 496-479, Missouri, 1944. Anything from 46 in California? None. Nothing that I know of right now, Jeff. But like I said, now that I'm going to start selling off some license plates since I bought this big collection, I don't know what I may come up with. So we're going to go ahead and roll with this Missouri plate right now. 1944 Missouri. I've got David W. at 25 on the Missouri plate. I think that'll pretty much do it. Oh, size. We need to do the size. Rusty knows my sound's not working very good tonight. Can't hear. So hopefully everybody else is hearing okay. Size on this one, standard size plate, 12.5. Leo says, yeah, nice for its age, that's for sure. By 5.5, so basically a standard size license plate. Some of these earlier ones are a little different. I always like to clarify the dimensions on these. Kenny at 28. Pete says his sound is good, so perfect. Let's go ahead and kick this on the timer. I've got Pete at 28, and we are live. We're rolling along here. Jason's good. Okay, good. We've got good sound everywhere, it sounds like. So get my notes caught up. Rusty says might be his ears. 30 seconds has passed, so we're working towards that 1 minute mark. $45 seconds has passed, just about to the 1 minute. Oh, by the way, Pete, I forgot to ship your Oldsmobile badge from a couple weeks ago. It will be in your next box, that front 54, 55, 56 front hood badge. I've got that here, Pete. I forgot to get it in your box, so it will be coming to you. I just realized that yesterday. So hang in there with me on that. I apologize. That was my mistake. 1 minute has now passed. We're on the back side of this thing. I've got Buchanan at 30. No one says, do like 4 more auctions. Got to do do dishes and scrape the grill. Buchanan at 30 on the Missouri plate. 1 minute, 20 seconds has passed. Coming up on that many seconds. Just got on once with the old license plate mark. We're selling it right now to the high bidder. Whoever's the high bidder is going to own it. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. We've got 30 seconds left to go on this one. Be thinking about your maximum bid because of your particular time delay. I've got Buchanan Auto Sales at 30 as of right now. 20 seconds to go. About ready to wrap this one up. Buchanan at 30. 15 seconds left to go. 10. Buchanan at 35. Just about ready to wrap this one up. And going to Buchanan at 30. Another cool piece. Oh, Zach came in at 35 right after that. Figures. Jeff, here's a long shot. How do you know what a plate may have originally been issued to? Who knows? I don't know for sure. And most states definitely don't have records back that far. We haven't done a toy tonight. Let's do a toy. This one is structurally really good, but the paint is kind of iffy. Early 70s era. No name on it. Looks like I don't know if it may have had a Tonka sticker on it or something. But missing the bumper. Paint looks rough on it, but structurally good and it's not really destroyed or smashed or anything. So we'll see if there's any interest in this old toy truck. You guys tell me. If there's not, we don't sell it. But I think it was a Tonka. I bet Bill, I'm sure Bill will tell us right away as soon as we share it. But I don't see a name on it. It did have stickers on the doors, and they were kind of an oval shape. So I'm assuming Tonka, maybe Nylent, possibly, on this little Jeep pickup. Like I said, the paint is tough on it. It was played with. It's got a lot of paint loss or chipping. Missing the front bumper. Obviously, definitely a Jeep pickup front end. Original tires, wheels. Old School says it is Tonka. So this wheel's got a little bit of chipping in it. Zach says he had an office try to run his classic tag and a license check in North Carolina. They didn't find anything on it. So Jeff says it's cool. So Alex says 35. He's going to kick us off at 35 on it. We haven't even showed you the cool part about it. Bill said 20, but I've got Alec at 35. Here's the coolest part about it. Now, this truck, it could be refinished and make a really nice truck. Even like a flat, you can see across the flat hood, across the roof. It's not beat up. It's not tore up. It's just the paint's just chipping off. John saw a YouTube video the other day, a guy using a car crusher to crush Tonka trucks. Yeah, that's right. He might be lead paint, true. But the coolest part about this truck, inside the bed, even, just paint chipping. It's not tore up, just paint. Just the paint looks terrible. The back part of it is the coolest. Check this out. Still got the Jeep tailgate on it. Windshield is cracked, but all the glass or plastic is intact. But Alec at 35. It does still have a trailer hitch on it, too. Does the tailgate open? I believe it does. Yep. Tailgate opens. Snaps shut. Does stay up on its own. And snaps open. So, cool piece. So, got Alec at 35 on the Tonka Jeep pickup. It does have all four tires. Yes, Tweety. The bottom is kind of plain, but it does have original tires, original axles, few chips on that wheel, but that's it. This wheel has a few chips. That right front looks good. This side looks good. So, Alec at 35. And we are live on the timer, going for 2 minutes on the Tonka Jeep pickup. Old School says it drinks lead instead of coffee. Yes, David W., it is a Jeep. Early 70s era, type Jeep pickup. So, no, John says that's one that had a camper. I don't know. I don't see any signs of anything that was ever mounted to it or any sort of clips or anything like it would have had something on it. But Ozark Fox loves the blue. I got Alec at 35 on this one. On the blue Tonka Jeep pickup. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Alec is our only bidder at 35 on this one. And 1 minute has now passed. We are on the back side of this. When we get to that minute 30-second mark, be thinking about your maximum bid. Hudson Badge. Big job. Dennis Sullivan of Minnesota has original molds for the old Tonkas and has bought a brand new 57 Tonkas from him in the past. Huh, that's kind of cool. Is the Jeep big enough to sit on and ride? Nope, it's not big enough to sit on and ride. I don't look like it's bent. It looks pretty decent. 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed. We're down to the wire on this one. Be thinking about your maximum bids. Alec at 35. We're about down to the end on this one. Bill at 38. Bill Disc at 38. 20 seconds to go. Bill Disc at 38 on the Tonka Jeep pickup. 15 seconds. 10. Keeping an eye on both formats as we hit the 10-second to go mark. Bill Disc at 38. 5. And that does it. Bill Disc at 38. And then Alec came back at 40 at 202. So that one was tight also. Is there an index of your inventory in the yard? No, it changes weekly. Throw something. So I don't have a set list because it constantly changes all the time. How about some more? How about another badge bundle? Everybody loves badge bundles. And they're a lot of fun. I try to keep them somewhat themed, but maybe I'll start mixing them up a little bit. But we're going to do a theme on this badge bundle for 5 pieces. A couple of them are small, but there's going to be 5 pieces in this bundle. I've got them all wired together here. I got to get them all taken apart so I can share them all with you. This will be another Chevrolet badge bundle. 5 pieces in this bundle. And we'll start off with one of these. I want to throw one of these in just because I got a box full of them and they're kind of cool. This is newer. It's pretty much a flat mount, double-sided tape. Cool color of blue on it. Highlander says, come on. Yeah, I know. You want more Ford stuff. So we'll throw one of these in. The next badge will be a set of Chevrolet rally flags, early to mid-60s era. Flat mount with studs. Good color, good chrome on that one as well. Studs intact, back is clean. Along with this, a lot of times the engine size would be posted near this on the car. So we're going to send you a 327 badge to go with it. Once again, flat mount with studs. Nuts are still on it. The next one, the same era, early to mid-60s, on an Impala badge. Once again, pretty much a flat emblem, original nuts, nice chrome. With the prancing Impala on it. And the last piece is also going to be a Chevrolet badge. This is like a grill badge, same era, mid-60s. And this is a pretty good size badge with the Chevrolet in script. So let me give you some sizes on some of these. The bigger one is about 9.5. Damien's at 75. Started us off. Normal's at 25, but Damien started us off at 75 on the set by about 2 3/8. The Impala circle is 2.5 diameter on the circle, not counting the Impala. The rear legs of the Impala stick out to about 2 3/4. The 327 badge is small. It is 1 3/8. It's 1 3/8 across here. The rally flags are 3 3/4 by about 2 with down to the V. And then the newer one we're just going to throw in because it's kind of a cool bow tie is about 4 5/8 by just under 2 inches. And I've got Mark at 85 on the batch of Chevrolet badge bundles. So we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off and get it going on the timer. Mark at 85 is our high bidder. We are live on our 2-minute timer. I'm going to get my notes made here. As we're ticking along, Mark at 85 is my high bidder. You're getting all 5 pieces for 1 bid. Tim from Oklahoma is on with us. So our high bidder is going to get the entire batch. Mark at 85 is my high bidder. Working towards the 1 minute mark. We do have these on a 2-minute timer. For some of you that have not been on us before, I will announce when we get to the 1 minute mark, the 1 minute 30 mark. because everybody's on a delay. Depending on your particular device, you are on a delay. We don't know for sure how long your delay is going to be. 1 minute has now passed. Some of them have been up to 30 seconds, but it's pretty common for them to be a 10 to 20 second delay with a lot of people's formats, depending on whether they're on a tablet, computer, phone, TV, things like that. So mark at 85 on the Chevy Badge bundle is where we're at as of right now. We're getting close to the minute 30 mark, but we're not quite there yet. But when we announce that minute 30 mark, be thinking about your max bid. Damien's Garage Builds is at 90. And we are at the minute 30 mark right now. Be thinking about those max bids. Watch out for those snipers. I've got Damien's Garage Builds at 90 on the entire pack. You get both handfuls. 20 seconds to go. Watching for those snipers. Damien's at 20 or at 90 is who we've got right now. 15 seconds to go. Damien's Garage at 90. Watching for the snipers with 10 seconds to go. Getting down to the wire on this one. 5 seconds. And that does it. Damien's Garage Builds at 90. And there comes Kenny at 100. Yeah. So, Damien's Garage, I think that's the first thing you've won, Damien's Garage Build. Congratulations. And let's do another can. This can's got one dent in it, but it's really, really nice condition other than the dent. Paint is great, awesome colors. And it's not a very common can. It does have a barcode on it, so it's probably early 80s because it is a metal can. So it's probably only 40 years old. It's kind of crazy to think about that, that's, I don't know when barcode come out, in the early 80s, something like that. But it's a Pennzoil Pennguard 3 automotive undercoating. I did empty it. It was full. I did empty it because this thing weighed like 8 pounds with undercoating in it, even though it's like a quart can. 32 ounces. But it's got the dent in the side over here. But other than that, great can, great colors. Obviously, the Pennzoil logo, bright and bold right across the top. Original lid still on the top of this can. Pennguard 3 undercoating protects vehicle underbodies against rust and corrosion. It may be applied to base metal undercarriage of automobiles directly from this can with an air gun. So this would actually unscrew, and then you would screw the applicator gun into the top of this, and it would suck it right out of here and apply it. Big Job says, didn't even know they made undercoating. Yeah, Jeff says it is nice. It's a nice can. It really is. It does have the barcode on it, so it's not as early as some of these, but it's got to be probably 80s. It is an all-metal can with the metal. You can still see the metal seam over here. So, cool piece. And asbestos-free product. So, like I said, not as old as some of them, but great condition with awesome colors. Leo says push it back out with air. Yep, that's a possibility as well. Bill's going to start us off at 15 on the Pennguard 3 automotive undercoating can. So let's see what happens with it. It's a cool piece. It's great condition. It's different. It will look right at home with your oil cans, but it's definitely going to be a little bit different than your oil cans. Obviously got a different lid for sure. So Bill at 15, Bill Disc at 15. Let's go ahead and get the timer fired up here, and away we go. We are live. Working towards that 2-minute mark on the Pennguard 3 undercoating can. Let me get my notes caught up here. Make sure I spell it right on my notes. And we're live, working our way down on this one. 30 seconds has passed. We got a little bit of time left. I've got Damien's Garage Builds at 17 on the Pennzoil undercoating can. Hudson Badge. Bill Disc gonna need to undercoat that Jeep pickup. Yep. Auction something else older after this. Great Pennzoil can. We're coming up on the 1 minute mark. We've got Damien's Garage Builds at 17. 1 minute has passed. And we're working our way down on this thing. They can drip dry. Number one's back. Glad you're back with us. Got the dishes done and back hanging out with us. Damien's Garage Builds at 17 on the Pennzoil can. 1 minute 20. Coming up on that 1 minute 30 mark. Be thinking about your max bid. This is definitely a different can. It is not one you see very often. Dennis at 20. And 1 minute 30 seconds has now passed. Be thinking about that max bid. If you're going to slide one in on this one. Dennis at 20 on the Pennzoil can. 20 seconds to go. Dennis at 20. Nice can for 20 bucks. 15 seconds to go. 10. Keep an eye on both formats. The individual is going to slide in at the end on this one. We had Charles at 25. 5 seconds to go. And that does it. Charles sniped that one right there at the end at 25. And Damien's Garage Build came back at 27, but then Zach was at 21, but Charles had it at 25 when we hit the 2 minute mark. So cool piece, nice colors, great can. So you want to do something? John says, it's not that old because it warns. Yeah, it doesn't say don't drink it. Yeah, so it's got some age to it because it doesn't say don't drink it. Kenny says auction something older after this. We can do that. In fact, we can get really old. We're going to back up quite a ways. How about we back up 99 years for this next piece? We're going to back up 99 years. Who's ready for this? Yep. Kansas, 1923. How's that for backing it up? How's this for a cat trying to mess up the chat? Cat messing up the chat. The cat is messing up the chat. That would be you. You would be the cat. This would be the chat. Yes, I know. Yes, you need to move. Norma's kicking us off at 40 on this one. This is a cool plate. Let's check this thing out after I get a cat out of my way. Because this is not a standard size plate. No scams at 48. This plate is 15 inches. These are longer. Tweedledee at 50. So this is 15. Norma at 60 by 5.5. This does appear, and it is rough, but it does appear to be original paint. Obviously, we see a lot of scuffs in it, things like that, but I don't think it's been repainted. I think it's just been scratched. It appears as though it would have been a white or a lighter colored background, white, off-white, tan, something like that, with black letters, K and Kansas, 1923 over here. I've got Norma at 60, then I had Zach at 60 on this as well. I think I had Norma first at 60 on this plate to begin with, though. So, but I've got a pretty good feeling we're probably not done. So, but anyway, like I said, this is not a standard size plate. It does have a couple of extra holes in it. These holes here appear to have been drilled, the two small ones. The slotted holes were the originals. These were drilled in it, and I'm sure these two upper corners were drilled in it, and possibly these lowers. So these I know were added. These I'm sure were added, and these may have been added on these lower corners. So anyway, there she is, 99-year-old, 1923 Kansas license plate. Norma at 60, and we're going to kick this thing off on the timer. We are live right now on the 1923 Kansas plate. Now, these early plates, there's a few of them here and there I may have duplicates on, but there's not going to be very many duplicates on these. I can guarantee you that, because I do not have a lot of this super early stuff. How about the car that it was on? Yeah, no kidding. That's for sure. Norma at 60. I got Zach at 60 as well, but I had Norma first, so I've got them hung up, but I had Norma at 60 to start with. 30 seconds to go, or 30 seconds past, excuse me. We got a minute and a half to go. Still got a little bit of time on this one, but an awesome piece for sure. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. $60 seconds has now passed. We just went past that 1 minute mark, so be thinking about where you're going to go with this plate. And then when we get that minute 30 mark, be ready to put it in. Taking along something you're not going to see every day, that's for sure. Everybody got real quiet. Could be interesting, or it may not anything happen. You never know. But we are at the 1 minute, 30 second point. Be thinking about those maximum bids right now. Watch out for those snipers. Be sure to jump out there and throw in a bid. Keep an eye on both formats. 20 seconds to go. 15. 10. Highlander at 75. Norma, no, Highlander got it at 75. We had 3 bids come in right at the 158 to 2 minute mark, and it was Highlander at 75 was the high. We had Tweedledee at 70, Norman at 70, and Highlander at 75. So Highlander at 75. It got pretty interesting there those last couple seconds, but there again, Highlander at 75 was the high bid out of the 3. So that's worth throwing those extra couple bucks on there. Can sometimes save you, that's for sure. All right, what else we got? I've got another cool piece that anybody want to do another reserve piece before we get ready to wrap this thing up tonight? That's pretty cool. And this one I'm not a big fan of selling, but I would sell. But it's going to take some good bids to do it. So we'll see what you guys think. If you guys aren't players on it, then we'll go for something else. But we'll go ahead and try it. This is a tire stand that would have sat like in a tire shop or a gas station, which aren't extremely uncommon. However, this one is one I haven't seen before, and it's got an airplane on it. So we're going to go ahead and throw it up and see if we get good enough bids on it to make me want to cut this thing loose. And it's actually kind of like 2 signs. It is Astrostar tires. And it says it on both sides. Like I said, you would have sat a tire in the middle of it. This would have sat on the floor. Tire would have sat in the middle of it on display for Astrostar tires. So, like I said, this is something I'm kind of on the fence about, but I haven't done anything with it yet. So, we'll see if anybody is as serious about it as I am, and then we'll see if we're going to sell it. If not, we'll throw something else up here and roll with it. But I've been considering this for a long time. Bill's starting us off at 100. That's a good start. It's obviously not going to get us there. Big Justice Model T size. Well, this would flex a little bit, so there was a little bit of flexibility. But no, you weren't putting a big monster truck tire in that thing for sure. It is, John. It is pretty clean. Paint looks good. We've got a little bit of chipping up here. Do not have a tire for it, Tweedledee. This side's got a little bit of chipping down here in the corner. So Bill started us at 100, but that isn't enough to get it there. Let's see if we've got any other interest. If we can get close, we'll sell it like we usually do. If not, I'll throw it back in my pile or take the signs off of it and hang the signs up. So keep an eye out there to see if anybody else wants to jump in on this and get it rolling and see if we're going to get close enough to throw it on the timer and be ready to go. Inside, the back sides of this things look nice and clean as well. You can even still see good gloss on both insides of this thing. So everybody likes it, but how old is it? 60s maybe? Not sure. Could be 50s. I would say 60s to stay comfortable. Charles at 125, not quite there. We got a good start. We're getting in the ballpark, but we're not there yet. But when we look at this is obviously supposed to be a jet. So, obviously no earlier than 50s because it's got a jet on it. And we didn't see a lot of jet stuff until the 50s, and then obviously well into the 60s, jets were getting to be pretty common. Big Dumps just put a Model A or T tire on it with the wooden spokes. Would look cool. Yep, it would. So, any other bids on this one, or are we going to close it out and maybe try it later? Charles at 125. We're not quite there, but we're not completely out of the ballpark either on it. So, if we get a little more on it, we'll see what happens. But as of right now, it looks like we may just close this out, and I'll just go ahead and put it back on my wall if we don't have anybody else that's a player on the tire stand. It's got an airplane on it, so it's like I said, I got to get what it's worth out of it, or I feel it's worth out of it, since it's got an airplane on it, or I'm just going to keep it and we'll sell something different. So, looks like that's about it. Nobody else wants to get in any deeper than that, so we'll go ahead and throw it back on the pile. We may try to run it later, or I'll just hang it up on my wall, pop the signs off of it, and take it off. I mean, it's basically got two signs on it. If you took the signs off and hung them up, you basically get two signs. So it's going to take a little bit more than $125 to buy two signs with jets on them. Oh, let me give you the size real quick, just in case anybody else is thinking. It's still on the fence. Across the bottom, it is 13. Across the top, it's about 11, as it does taper in. And it is all the way to the bottom of the stand, about 9.5. I'm figuring shipping in with it in my total price. So there would not be any additional shipping. It's not heavy, and it's not super big. It is, about 10 inches wide. And it's not heavy, so shipping wouldn't be too bad. John says autograph it. If somebody wants me to autograph anything, I'll do it. I don't know why anybody would want to, but I will be more than happy to do that for anybody that wants to. So, I will sell it. I would leave it together to ship it. So I would ship it in one piece. So anyway, I guess we'll see what happens with this one later. I don't want to sell it for $125. That's, we're getting pretty close, but I still don't want to sell it for that. Because there again, it's not big or heavy, but it is going to be a little, bigger box than putting some emblems in it or wrapping up a license plate and a piece of cardboard. So it is going to have to be boxed. It is going to have a little bit of size to it. So we'll go ahead and throw that back in the stack, and we'll sell something else. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap up with one more badge bundle and then get moving into the magazine. This one, let's see, we didn't do Ford badges, and we did the Ford running board. I think that was pretty cool. We did a Mopar badge bundle. We did a Chevy badge bundle. We're going to do one more Chevy badge bundle. Only this one's going to be truck. The last one was car. We're going to gear this toward truck. On this badge bundle. Starting off with a horn button. You still have shirts in stock. I don't have any medium, and I don't have any 3X. I may have 2X. I'd have to double check and see. I've got plenty of larges and extra larges, but I'm out of mediums, and I'm out of 3X, and I might be out of 2X. I've got an order in for those, but like I keep explaining to you guys, my guy does car show t-shirts. I'm fortunate that he did this for me because he's about as good as it gets. He does all the National Street Rod Association shirts, things like that. So it's great that he did my stuff, but it's also a problem when you need to get a small batch of extra shirts done when he's doing, a couple thousand for a Street Rod Nationals, and I need to order a couple handfuls to just refill some holes. So, but anyway, let's get this last Chevy badge bundle done. Only Chevy truck is what we're going to focus on this time. Then we're going to move into the magazine. Starting off with a horn button out of a mid-50s, 55, 56. Yeah, the running board was pretty cool. That was exciting. This is a great piece. It's a little bit deep. It has a little bit of depth to it, but it is pretty flat on the back, hollow inside. Big Job says we need a plaque like that. The smaller diameter on this one on the back is about 2.5. The overall diameter on this one is a little over 3. Cool bow tie, nice chrome, good looking piece on the button. The next piece we're going to look at, this is a Chevrolet badge as well. This is a very rare one, actually. I don't know if anybody even knows what this is. It's a 6400, so it's obviously a larger series truck. Does anybody recognize this badge? It's not a very common badge, and it's not a very well-known badge. This badge is right at 10 wide. Shopka says cab over. No, it's not specifically cab over. Big Job says that's what he's buying tonight, shirts. That's fine. We can do shirts too. It's 2.5 high. It is flat. It is stud mount. It is clean on the back. It does have some pitting along the edge. We'll give it a little more of a shine here. Chevrolet 6400. Car hauler, fire truck. Nope. It's not specific to a type. It's a specific year, a specific time period is what it is. Nope, it's not Corvair. 6400 series Corvair. That'd be a big Corvair. What this badge is obviously it was off of a larger truck. Says the Chevrolet down here. The only thing that used these badges was, how many of you are familiar with the two different types of 55 Chevy trucks? 1955 was a split year. One looked identical to a 54, one looked identical to a 56, with the exception of the emblems. 55, 56 used different emblems on the fenders and on the hood. 54, 55 used different emblems on the hood. This is a first series 55 only side hood badge. So kind of a different piece. Not one you see very commonly. Because they just made them for a short period. They look identical to a 54, except they changed this badge on the side of the hood for the first part of 55. Then they came out with a completely new truck later in the year. That's what you've got there. The last one, Apache 10, 1961 side hood badge off of a Chevy Apache 10. Kenny, love my nobody shirts. Always get looks when entering somewhere with a nobody shirt. This is also a flat mount with studs, clean emblem, nice chrome, half ton, cool piece. Whiskey Business is starting us off at 50 on the Chevy truck badges. We are at 8 inches on the long on the Apache and about 1.25 inches on the A. Mark at 75. There again, this is a badge bundle. You're getting all 3 shipped to you for one bid in the 48 states. If you're out of the U.S., then we'll have to figure your shipping. But shipped to the 48 states on all 3. Mark Falcon at 75. I'm going to get my notes made here, and we're going to get this on the timer. All right, let's kick this thing off and get it going. Mark at 75. We are live on the timer right now. As we're starting to tick down, I'm going to finish up my notes. Jeff says the Apache is beautiful. Yeah, the Apache is really nice. You know, the paint is still original. It's kind of chipped off, but it is original. Oh, Zach's whiskey business is Zach. Okay. You take blue chip stamps? I don't know what blue chip stamps are, Kenny, so apparently not. Big Job says, give him a snipe, normal. Yeah, normal like Chevy badges as well. But I've got Mark at 75 right now on the Chevy truck badge bundle this time. As we hit the 1 minute mark, we are just past the 1 minute mark. We've got 1 minute to go on this batch. Ticking down on this, all three, one bid. Mark at 75 is my high bidder. Just about to that minute 30 point. Be thinking about your max bids. Don't let somebody snipe you on this one. You better be the top sniper when it comes down to the wire. And we are at 1 minute 30 seconds. Be thinking about that max bid. Be ready to throw it in there. If you're thinking about an extra 5, you better throw it on there the way some of these snipers have been lately. 20 seconds to go. I've got Mark at 75. 15. 10. 'Charles at 90. 5 seconds to go. Pete at 101, and that does it. Pete at 101. That was, wow, that was Kenny at 110. Pete was at like 159.9 with that 101. So awesome. Appreciate it, guys. Had a lot of fun. Mark, that's right, Mark sniped again. These guys are getting tough. And, you know, there again, you know, even Kenny was 110, but he was a little late. We got to, you know, so it's tough. But that's what's awesome. It's so much fun. You guys are all great sports about it. Everybody plays along. And even a lot of the guys that get sniped congratulate the winners. And it's so awesome that you guys make this what it is. Everybody gets along. Everybody has fun. That's right. Jason says, Deadeye Pete. That's for sure. Trigger fingers. That's for, yeah, no kidding. So awesome, everybody. That'll wrap it up for the auctions tonight. We need to get into the magazine. We need to give that Auburn badge, that Auburn bundle away. We got a lot of stuff to do tonight. We didn't really put much of a dent in the stack. We got the running board we're going to ship and a few cans, but man, all this stuff is still full. So we've still got a lot of stuff laying around here that we're going to get to next week for sure. But anyway, thanks for playing tonight, guys. Had a blast. I love it. Your participation, like I said, it adds to your collections. It helps support what I do financially, so I can't thank you guys enough for everybody playing along and what we do. Big Job says everybody's getting thirsty. That's right. Auburn and Hudson badge for sure, definitely. Let's get into tonight's magazine, and then let's play some trivia. Then let's give that Auburn prize pack away, and then announce the next raffle for August. No scams. Congratulations to all the winners. Absolutely good times with great people, with good people. That is 100% right. Big Job says congrats to everyone. And like I said, it's a blast. It's fun that we're doing all this and having a great time. And like I said, we can add to your collection, financially support what I'm doing. And like I said, a lot of this stuff, it's extras for me. And like I said, especially with this license plate collection, you guys, I can't wait to share this license plate collection with you. It's going to be awesome. It is, I'm super excited about it. So anyway, we need to get into the magazine. We need to keep boogieing. Tonight's magazine, Hot Rod. We don't do a lot of Hot Rod. I was thinking about that last night. I was going through. I was like, man, we haven't done many Hot Rods. So I grabbed a Hot Rod. Hot Rod magazine, October of 1964. Big Job there again. Here's Johnny. Thanks. I don't golf. I got to do. He just keeps me with the golf club thing. And that's right. Kenny says even congratulations to the losers too, because everybody had fun, and that's what makes it great. But in October of 1964, your copy of Hot Rod would have cost you 50 cents on the newsstand, modifying the Mustang V8 across the top. And we've got the new for 65 cars as well as a Hot Rod. over here on one side of the magazine. Now, what's interesting about this hot rod in October 64 is it's packing Hemi power. So, Bud Brown says August raffle the red Pinto wagon. I think the Pinto's going to the auction. I ran it on eBay and didn't really have. I had a bunch of nibbles on it, but nobody's serious. I think I'm just going to run it through the auction. So, Mark, how do you purchase a shirt? Same way as we do the auction stuff. The PayPal friends and family information is in the text part of this video, as well as mailing information. So after we're done, click on the video, look for the text part, and PayPal friends and family info in there. You can send me a check, money order, whatever you want, and just make sure whatever you do, whether it's PayPal, whether it's check or money order, make sure you put it in there. One large shirt, 2 extra large shirts, auction items in a shirt, things like that. Just so I know if you've got auction items, I can reconcile that off my auction list, get your shirts right. If you want into the raffle for this month, which nobody knows what the raffle is for this month yet either, so that's going to be exciting too. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Tweedledee, the year I was born, Tony, my kind of magazine. Tweedledee, 2 months from being born. So that's right. Whiskey Business Garage is a great name, that's for sure. Even though you're wrong count, everybody likes your new name. So remember, you're nobodies till somebody loves you. That's for sure. Number 1, sign paint nobodies on the side window of the Pinto wagon. Drive it to college. Short bed for a C10 1980. Depends on which one you need, Daniel. You have to give me a shout. I don't have any steps. I've got one fleet off of something in the mid 80s. It's a pretty clean short. I don't know if we still got guys. We still show some guys on Facebook, but I'm not getting any comments. If there have been any comments or bids on Facebook, I did not get any of the last ones. Have not seen anything on Facebook for 17 minutes. So if there was any bids or anything on those last item or two on Facebook, they never got to me, and there hasn't been any comments. So, but anyway, let's get to the hot rod of October of 1964. Starting off with our cover story, Hot Rod X-Rays, the 65s. The new car's coming out for 1965. Did you ever make a video on the 81 or 82 Love? I do not have any 81 or 82 Loves. Perfect. Alex says they're still there. Perfect. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate you throwing that up there so I know everything's still functioning. I've got 2. I got a 72, a 73. I've got one more to dig out of a building, but I think it's like a late 70s. It's not an 80 or an 81 because it's still like I think it's single round headlight is what this other one is, if I remember correctly. I haven't looked at it in a while. I bought it a year ago. I looked at it a couple months ago, but I don't remember. But it's not 81 or 82. I know it's not square headlight. Cement server was 7.5 at that time. Probably looked at the picture in the barbershop. Yeah, you probably did. But what do they have about the 1965? Above, the high performance version of a 273-inch V8 will be available for Dart, Valiant, and Barracuda models. The 273 V8 coming out in the A-body Mopars. This is all new, exciting information for 1965. Obviously, a couple of some big news for 65, both highlighted on this picture for Ford and Chevrolet. The new Impala two-door hardtop completely redesigned, as well as the fastback version of the Mustang. Big Job just pulled a 390 Thunderbird out of a 64 Galaxy for one of his buddies. So, yeah, right in the same window of what we're talking about. Disc brakes, a big deal at that point. Optional disc brakes for the front of the Mustang have a cast iron caliper with 2 cylinders per side, forcing the lining against the disc. They literally still call it a cast iron disc. It's not even a rotor yet. They call it a cast iron disc. Kind of an interesting feature to highlight here. There again, looking back with 2020 hindsight, 50 plus years later, is the 1965 Chevrolet, the new frame and chassis that they used on that car, which we know now all rusted out. Even in my area, the 65, 66 Impala frames rusted out. So, and I don't see a lot of frame rust here, but I have seen some of those rusted out. So not the best design to feature. No, Frank, I've still got the Pinto. That's what we were just talking about. I think I'm going to run it through my auction, the F&E Collector Auto Auction this fall, here coming up in a few months. Another, obviously, if you've been hanging out here with me for a while, another one of my personal favorites that they did feature, the new performance offering from Pontiac, the 2+2. Obviously, if you've been hanging out here, you know I love those cars. I've got a big thing for those cars. And obviously, there again, it was available as an option in 64 and 65. It got made its own car that, standard equipment was a 421 with an optional 421 high output. Couple of more, very interesting notes from 1965. One that we never see, and one that is really coming into its own. The first one, Oldsmobile's answer to the Grand Prix and the T-Bird, the Oldsmobile Jetstar. Car that is very, very seldom seen. The Oldsmobile Jetstar, a personal luxury coupe. On the other side, another personal luxury coupe, the 65 Buick Riviera with the clamshell hideaway headlights. 1 year only nose on that car. Definitely stands out. The 63 to 65 Rivies really finally starting to get some of the love that they've probably really always deserved. Big Guys 45, just curious, any channels you recommend subscribing to or checking out? Actually, there's a lot of them on here. A lot of these guys have their own channels to do a lot of car stuff. That Alex's looks similar to the Impala. The 65 2+2 was the same platform as the Impala. So basically the same essential shell. But Damien's Garage Buick 215 V8. I don't know if I've got any 215s or not right now. Pete, did you see I did see the Trans Am on Mecum. That's been, obviously, I've got a bunch of Trans Am, so I'm on a bunch of Trans Am pages on Facebook. Obviously, every Trans Am page has been nothing but a feed on that car at 400K on that 77 Trans Am yesterday. So, no scams. Got to jump off. Glad you were here. Jetstar was a holiday hardtop and convertible only. I believe so, because it was a personal luxury coupe. So anyway, that catches up some of the highlights for 1965 that was coming out. Now, another cover story, actually the top banner, more oats for the Mustang, the first installment on what's hot for the new breed. Talking about packing a little punch with the Mustang. Now, obviously, as most of us know, when the Mustang first came out, you obviously get a 6-cylinder or the early V8s for the 260s. October of 64, so this is still at the very, very beginning of Mustang production. Mustangs had not been out very long. You had a 6-cylinder or a 260. We weren't seeing a lot of high-performance 289s yet by October of 64. So, there's definitely, more oats for the Mustang was a pretty hot topic at that point. The cars obviously became extremely popular, extremely quick, and needed a little more punch to them. Oh, do I have anything with 215s in them? There might be some parts cars that do. I'd have to go see if any of those cars are V8, any of those early specials that I've got. I know some of them are V6s. I know some of them are that Dad sold the motors out of them years ago on some of that stuff we moved in from his place. Jetstar was like an Eldo or a Riv from Olds. It was more like a Riv. It wasn't. Actually, it said more towards like Grand Prix, so more of a sporty type luxury car than like an Eldorado type. Bud, what motors my blue Trans Am have? It is a 400 Pontiac in that one. In my Marty Blue 78. And obviously one thing we have not seen as much color in this magazine, so we definitely wanted to catch this next article. The heat's on in drag racing. They're running hotter than ever before with speeds of 200 mile per hour, and elapsed time is dipping into the low 7s. That's drag racing for 1964. Super cool action shot with a pair of front engine dragsters boiling the hides. Oh, the Riviera in the magazine does have a 215. In 65, all 65 Rivs had 425s in. So the 215 was not even available on a Riviera. In 64, 65, and 66, it was a 425, and 63, I think, was a 401. 4, 5, and 6 were 425. Then 67, they went to a 430 in the ribs up until 70 when they got the 455. So, but like I said, not a lot of color in this magazine until you get to the awesome drag racing article, which is super cool. And these were actually made to be cut out because they've got borders around them. They've actually got the page show where you could cut them out. And I bet a lot of these guys did cut these out and hung them in their rooms because this is awesome. Check that out. These things are super cool. If we look real close, if you can see it right down here in the middle of the spine, this actually has little dot marks to show you would cut there so you could cut these things out. I'll hold these legs up for a few seconds so you guys can kind of study them a little bit because they are super cool. That's right. Not too bad. I never did meet Burt Reynolds or anything cool like that. So I know I'm missing some comments. We've got a lot of stuff popping up. So I apologize for some of that stuff that I've been missing. But I'm trying to work through the magazine and trying to catch the stuff that is really critical on comments. So they are, yeah, everybody liked the cool pictures. One more super cool picture on the back of this thing. Check this one out. This thing's awesome. I think it's a Fiat Topolino with a blown Hemi in it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alec digs them on Facebook. Everybody, it's just awesome. Number one, I bet those fit inside lockers perfectly. Yep. Oh, speaking of front engine diggers, that was one cool thing I was going to mention about KKOA yesterday. Some dude there rolling in a 62 Caddy convertible with a single axle trailer, pulling it with the Caddy convertible with a front engine digger with a small block in it on the trailer, same color as the Caddy, rolling down the street. I seen it parked, but also seen him driving it down the street, pulling his front engine digger with his color coordinated 62 Caddy convertible. That was styling. I got to throw that out there too. So yeah, I'm glad you guys dig that. Alec on Facebook thinks they're cool too. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty neat stuff. Everybody liked that stuff. The next one we're going to look at real quick, the Windy Vicky, a 32 Vicky packing Y-block power. Neat little car, definitely period correct old school hot rod. Obviously, we lost our color again. Color was a pretty big deal back then, so just to get in, a lot of the stuff was black and white. So, but still, super cool Vicky packing Y-block power in 1964. Actually, I didn't realize that at first, but that's actually who caught that. I just seen that. What's on top of that Y-block? Yeah, it's got a McCullough up there on top of that Y-block. Hence the name Windy Vicky. Didn't catch that when I looked at it last night. Didn't look at the pictures close enough. That's why it's a Windy Vicky. Got that McCullough sitting up there on top of that Y-block ready to go. Ready to pack some air into that thing. The next article we're going to check out, the next car we're going to check out, super cool, obviously somewhat local to me. Just this sweet golden gifts all in one place. That's right. Big Job says still cool even in black and white. Go Dragon Wagon go. That's true. The Kansas Tornado, this quarter-mile twister huffs up a mighty storm without a blower in sight. Small block digger out of Wichita, Kansas, made the October of 1964 issue of Hot Rod. And then this thing was so awesome. This one we had to check out. No other way to do it without stopping and looking at this thing because it is so awesome. It's called The Right Number. And just about everything is right on this thing. It's black and white, but it says the color was Candy Tangerine. Painted by Gene Winfield. I know I'm building up the suspense because this thing is so epic. But this is old school hot rod gasser. I mean, if you Google it, this thing's going to pop up. Ford powered. 427 Ford punched out to a 440 packed into a Willys coupe. Check that thing out. If that thing ain't a whole lot of cool on 2 pages, I don't know what else you can find that much cool on 2 pages. There's a whole lot of cool right there in a candy tangerine, 427 Ford board stroked out to a 440, packed into a Willys coupe. That's some epicness. Is epicness then? Yep, right. That's right. Big job. Gene Winfield was the man. Really sucked that he wasn't there this year. I mean, he doesn't know who I am, but I always get to say hi to him, and we always get some pictures with him. And he actually, quick story about Gene Winfield, he gave my daughter a welding lesson. We were at World of Wheels in Kansas City about 5, 6, 7 years ago, and we were standing there talking to her at Gene Winfield's booth, and I was talking to my daughter about welding, and Gene was standing there, and he just asked her, "Do you want to learn to weld?" And she's like, "Yeah." Took her behind the rope, threw a helmet on her, and started showing her how to lay some beads down. So that was pretty cool. So that was one of my Gene Winfield experiences that was pretty neat, that he actually spent some time with her, and it was 10 minutes, but it was still pretty cool that he took her behind the ropes into the booth, and they were doing some demonstrations there. So they had a welder, had some metal, and he spent some time with her. Tony loves 38 Willys sedan. That'd be cool. It is a cool story for me, at least, And as always, no way to catch everything in these things, but this one had some color. That's right. Big Job thinks it's a cool story. Like I said, I thought it was great that he did that, but that's me personally. So one more to catch. Lots more cool hot rods in here, but we could be on here till midnight going through all of them. But the last one to catch has some cool color pictures called the Triple Threat Vet. 193.44 mile per hour record at Bonneville, 151 and a half, 131.95 in the quarter. Set by Jack Lufkin in his first outings in a new car. Small block Chevy powered, Corvette bodied. Nobody show where time stands still. Big guy's got to jump off. That's cool. Glad you made it for a while, big guys at 945. But there again, cool color pictures of this vet out there setting some records. Scott says that's cool what Gene did. Yeah, it was a pretty neat experience. That Leo says I make it fun for you guys. Great. I'm glad you guys feel that way about it. But yeah, that was really cool what Gene did for her. But that's the type of guy that he is. He's a great guy. Absolutely a great guy. Some more pictures of this full competition Corvette here before we get into the ads, and so we can keep moving through tonight. But like I said, it was a great experience for us, for sure, that he spent time with her and did that. The Highlander sent the money over already. Still call about the top rating guys. Perfect. No problem. Whenever you get a second Highlander, no big deal. But like I said, we could go on forever about cool stuff in here. But we want to check out some ads. And the other thing we want to check out is there's classifieds in here tonight too. So number one, Gene does that every day and everywhere. He thinks everybody should chop their car's roof no matter what. Yeah, that's true. That's what he does. He works metal. So and he does. He's so great about kids and getting people involved and engaging with people. It's awesome. It really is. But let's get into the ads tonight. Starting off with the Mercury Comet. The durability champion gets bigger engines. We gave the Comet the 6-cylinder Comet 7 main bearings for extra smoothness, beefed up to 200 cubic inch. The V8s are 289s with 200 horse, optional up to 225 horse. Give up dual driving. Go Comet 1965. 1965 Hot Rod Classifieds. But we find a legendary show car for sale. We probably will. I skimmed them, and there's some pretty cool stuff that popped up. So, speaking of, somebody said something about Big Daddy a little bit earlier. Big Daddy's got his own ad for Champion Spark Plugs, obviously sponsored by Champion back in the day. Don Garlett smashes through the 200 mile per hour barrier, sparked by Champion. Cement Surfer, my 57 Ranchero roof is low enough. Yeah. Big Job says Gene was a mentor for Bad Chad, has made several appearances with him too. That's cool. Tweety did not know that Comet made a wagon. Yep, they did make Comet wagons as well. You don't see them very often, but they did make them. Where's our Mopar fans? Dodge is bringing out the Animal Tamer. Bring on the Mustangs, the Wildcats, the Impalas. We'll even squash a few spiders while we're at it. Dodge has made it a little harder to survive in the asphalt jungle. They just encaged the Coronet, a hot new Dodge at a lower price. The newcomer that's a real goer. A hot range of engines. From the 225 cubic inch 6 through the 318 two-barrel, the 361 two-barrel, the 383 two-barrel. And topping the list is that torrid 426 cubic inch V8. So obviously the Hemi. So the Animal Tamer 65 Dodge Coronet, cool action shot on the track. Thanks, Norm. Appreciate that. Flip the page, another awesome picture. Get a fistful of authority. Get a Hurst shifter. Even got Hurst driving gloves on the Hurst shifter. Great ad on that one. Hurst had a lot of cool ads back in the day. Did a lot of cool stuff with that stuff. Another great full-page ad. A little bit of color in this one with some purple. From the Mickey Thompson Equipment Company. Yes, this is a super awesome deal. Raider wheels, intake manifolds, exhaust headers, as well as a list of by state where Mickey Thompson Equipment Performance Equipment distributors were located at. Somebody recreate those Hurst gloves. Show it again so somebody's wife can see it. Okay, we'll show it real quick. But the Mickey Thompson ad is super cool. The Mickey Thompson Equipment Company. Number one, we'll see the gloves again real quick. We'll do that. As we keep moving forward to the Ford Motor Company. Put Cobra Venom in your V8. Cobra kits full of power and pizzazz for Ford 221, 260, or 289 blocks. David loves the wheels. Everybody loves those wheels. Lots of people love the wheels, that's for sure. Bill Disc, I drive my daily with those gloves. But if you're going to put some Cobra Venom in your V8, you could get a 2-barrel induction kit for your 221, 260, or 289. Engine dress-up kit, single 4-barrel, dual exhaust distributor kit, cam kit, all from High Performance Fomoco Genuine Parts. These are just a sample of the Cobra kits you can get from your Ford dealer. See him for complete information. Yeah, it does kind of look like perforated sweater football jersey material, that's for sure. Tony's digging the magazine tonight. Those Mickey Thompson wheels, all steel with chrome plate. I would imagine so. Some of them use magnesium centers in some of those back in the day. So don't really know. But you probably have to have a set to really study them. I'm sure they were a steel rim, but the insert may have been magnesium or aluminum or something. Cement server, the Cobra ad rocks. Dude, that's what it says. 221. I don't know. It just says 221. I'm assuming it was. I don't know about a 221 V8, but it says it right there. I don't know how you'd put 3 deuces on a 6-cylinder, but. Now, the next page, 2-page ad. Big, full banner ad, although it is black and white. But it does have one of my favorite cars on it. So I'm down with it. The 1965 Pontiac ad with a 2+2 hardtop and a GTO convertible. Obviously black and white, but definitely a big statement-making ad in black and white. Number one says, no, I want a 221 with 3 deuces. And As always in this 50s and 60s era, there's one ad we've always got to catch, the J.C. Whitney ad. What's J.C. Whitney have on sale this month? They have a shaggy rear deck mat in choice of 8 colors. They have custom no-name rocker arm covers for small block Chevys. They have Phantom wheels available. They have Mags wheels available. All kinds of cool stuff. Flip-top gas cap for 64, 65 Mustangs. Sparkling chrome gear shift knob. Dual muffler kits for Mustangs, gear shift balls, and now at the lowest price ever, illuminated transistorized tachometers for $18.95 from J.C. Whitney in October of 1964. Couple more ads before we get to the classifieds. Nope, don't see any sea monkeys in here. Cheap Shag sounds like a good deal to him. That's for sure, Bill. What are the model names of the J.C. Whitney wheels? They had Phantom wheels, which are and mag style wheel covers, customizing perfect mag center wheels and dress up caps. Those were actually that ad. The big part of the ad was this part was centers and different ornaments for the mag wheels. These were called Phantom wheels, so I don't know if those were actual wheels or just fake looking wheels. Alec, did they sell the blue dice to hang from the rear view mirror? I know they did, but they don't have them on special this month in this particular ad. So. Big job. J.C. Whitney magazine was in every gearhead's house and shop. That's for sure. Kenny's digging the mag as well. But another speed company that we've all heard of probably, but not nearly as well known as J.C. Whitney. That J.C. had the tack that was a radio. I think they were just talking about the tack in that one. But the next full page ad we want to look at, once again, black and white, but Honest Charlie's Speed Shop out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Full page ad in hot rod. Pretty cool stuff in there as well. Let everybody soak that one in for a minute and check out some of the cool things there at your one stamp shopping supermarket for speed accessories. Tweedledee 221 was in the Fairlane in 62. Okay. And let's get to the back cover, and then we're going to check out some ads. Inside the back cover, the inside part of the ad, awesome ad, well-known company. For the world's most powerful racing cam from Isky. Ed Iskandarian Racing Cams. Super cool cam ad on the inside back cover. Come on. Stay up so you guys can check this thing out. Number one, I heard Honest Charlie had a diner with 2 cans. One today, the bill, and one for your change. You had no waitresses. You paid on the go or on the go on honor system. On the honor system. So 2 cans, one for you put your money in and one for your change. So the question still remains, was Charlie really honest? Yeah, good point. And the last ad, the back cover, new to the market in October of 1965. Now we've added a 2+2 to the Mustang stable. If that slippery shape makes everything else within a half-mile look homemade, that's too bad. It's progress on the new fastback Mustang for 1965. No problem, number one. I got there. It just took me a second, but I got there. That's right, Alec. You don't find too many speed shops around anymore. That's for sure. It's all mail order stuff. Damien's Garage says way past his bedtime. He's on vacation. He's going to hang out. That sounds great. Let's catch some classifieds. Okay. Just added Thunderbolts hood scoop that 65 fastback. That's for sure. Big Job says those were cool cars. Tweedledee says next weekend he'll be on vacation. But starting off the classifieds, in the sell section, Gas Ronda's 427 fiberglass Galaxy. I was like to stumble onto that today. 471 locking rear end, ready to race, new paint, clutch, engine, carpet, complete overhaul, extras available. So Gas Ronda's actual 427 Galaxy drag car for sale for $3,800. Fresh. Everything freshened up, ready to go. 427, 471 locker in the rear, $3,800 for Gas Ronda's 427 Galaxy. Yeah, that's bonkers. That's right, number one. Yeah, I knew there was some cool stuff in there. I just didn't want to let the cat out of the bag. Sell 32 Ford two-door sedan. So a Deuce sedan, complete, no rust, excellent shape, overall flathead, 39 Ford Trans, 48 rear, new hydraulics, needs paint and upholstery. $500 for a 32 Ford for $500. You know, kind of crazy to think about some of this stuff. 40 Ford pickup, deluxe powered by a 48 Ford flathead, radiator and battery new. Best offer over $125 for a 40 Ford pickup with a 48 motor in it. Sell 63 B Dragster Linwood Eliminator chassis with a Chevy, Schiffer equipment, mag wheels, slicks, quick change, runs low tens, ready to run with trailer, $1,800. That'd be an awesome digger to find for $1,800. Let's see. Tweedledee word on Cummins ball joints if anyone wants to come over. That sounds like you got everything under control. Alex in on some of those, that's for sure. So make sure I'm getting caught up. Yep, those were the days, that's for sure. I'm not catching all these comments. I know some of you guys are talking to each other, which is great. I just don't want to miss anything that's relevant. So, how about this? 55 T-Bird, 57 Eldorado engine with a 4-speed. So it would have had a dual quad 365 in it, I think, in 57. I think it would have been a 365 in 57. Not sure on that. 57 Olds rear, TNR upholstery, beef rear suspension, new tires, rear wheels, custom head and tail lights, pearlescent lemon lime paint, $2,500. Do I have disc brakes from a 72 Lincoln Mark IV? Do not have any Mark IVs at all right now, a tour fiddler. So nothing there. 41 Cadillac Club Coupe, immaculate, 20 coats of red lacquer, rebuilt 48 flathead, less than 3,000 miles on the motor, asking $1,650. You couldn't buy enough red paint to put 20 coats on today for $1,650. All right, let's see if anything else cool we want to check out real quick. Rusty Neal says 32 Ford Bonnie and Clyde car. Auteur says the 34. The one they got shot in was a 33 or 34, but Clyde was well known. In fact, he wrote a letter to Henry Ford praising his V8s because they worked so well for getaway cars. So whenever Clyde stole a car, he always tried to steal a V8 Ford. So the actually one they were shot in was a 33 or 34, but they stole all of them. 32s, 33s, 34s, they didn't care. They'd steal anything that had a Ford V8 in it, because that's why he literally wrote Henry Ford a letter about how impressed he was with the cars because he could get away so well in them. Let's see. Pearlescent paint, new tech in the 60s. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, only 20 coats. That's definitely. For parts inquiries, you have to call me. I don't do anything on email. There's just too much information I don't get on emails. And my phone number there, again, is in the text part of this video and in all my videos. You can click on about any of my videos, look at the description part of it, and my phone number's in there. So that letter started a campaign against V8s and car speeds. Yeah, no kidding. Big Job just got a 460 for his 64 Galaxy yesterday. Sell 36 Ford Coupe, show condition, Corvette V8, interior reworked in red and white vinyl, must sell. Okay, so it's a done nice 36 Ford Coupe with a small block in it. $950. 63 Stingray, split window, molded front, chrome wire wheels, 9,000 miles, 340 horse, 411 posi in red, $3,700 for a 63 Corvette, year-old Corvette. So, anyway, what else we got in here? We'll catch a couple more, then we need to get moving along. Sell 39 Ford Coupe, original, runs good, will trade for 48 Merc engine with dual carbs or $250. $250 for a running 39 Ford Coupe. All right, what else is going on over here with all of you guys? Puritans didn't want V8 starting a crime wave or northern migration to become a problem with faster getaway cars. Yeah, I could see that. Do I have any Fords with bullet holes in them? Not like that one, that's for sure. All right. Norma's got a 460 in her 79 Ford truck. That's what I've got in my 78 F-250 is the 460 as well. Turn indicator lights for 78 Ranchero LTD2. I've got that 77 LTD2. I don't have a Ranchero, but I do have a 77 LTD2. If those were the same, you can give me a shout on that, and I'll see if that 77 has them or not. So anyway, that'll pretty much wrap us up for the magazine tonight, so we can keep moving on here. Get to trivia, get to raffle, and try not to keep everybody on here forever. We went a long, long time last night. I'll try to shorten it up a little bit so that we can get everything in. But that does it for the October 64 issue of Hot Rod Magazine with the new 465s in them and a lot of super cool racing, drag racing footage and a lot of other awesome stuff. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it and hope you guys learned something out of it. Trivia time, trivia time, trivia time. As always, Pete did dig the magazine, so I'm glad you guys like it. It's a whiskey business. Obviously, that sounds everybody digs it good. I get a little worried sometimes that we're not going to find enough cool stuff, and everybody's going to get excited about it. So I'm always feel a little relieved when we had good content. You guys liked it, you guys enjoyed it, and everything was good. So anyway, as always on trivia, I'm going to ask you a question from last week's videos. I'm going to set the timer, and we're going to go 90 seconds. The reason we put it on a timer is because when I didn't, we sat here for 2, 3, 4 minutes as people are going through videos trying to find the answer doing this. So either you're going to know it, you're going to know where to find it, or we're going to move on, and we will move the prize into next week. So anyway, tonight we're going to give away a little bit different type of can. Tobacco can. These are still kind of cool, even though they're not oil cans. I still have some of these around. Velvet, America's smoothest smoke. Some of this tobacco stuff is really starting to get a little more collectible. I wish I would have bought all the cigarette signs that I passed over the years because I don't smoke. I never have. So I just kind of blew them off. It's like, man, I should have bought every one of those because they're not worth a ton of money, but they used to be worth like $10, because nobody cared. So we're going to give away this Velvet can to tonight's winner. Does still have a cap on it on tonight's trivia. Tweeta says, doing a good job. Perfect. Twitch has a good eye. That's right. You guys are probably getting a little thirsty. Sorry about that, guys. We'll give you both of them. Our tour fiddler needs a Ford V8 in SoCal that runs. So if we've got any viewers on from Southern California that has a Ford V8 and that's ready to go, tour fiddler, I don't know how to spell it. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but needs a Ford V8 that in somewhere in his area in Southern California. So like I said, we're going to put this on the timer, 90 seconds, back to our normal stopwatch that we use on the auctions. And we're going to see what happens here on tonight's trivia. 90 seconds after I finish the question, Velvet Tobacco Can to the winner. In the video with the Tempest Wagons, the red one had aftermarket AC. What kind of unit did I think it was? What kind of AC unit did I think it was? In the red 62 Tempest wagon, keeping an eye on both formats. As we're ticking down on this one to see if anybody was paying attention to the Tempest video. That's right, number one, it was a Mark IV unit. So, number one was correct. It was a Mark IV unit. At least that's what I thought it was. It didn't have a tag on it, but that's what I thought it was a Mark IV unit. So we got number one down on that. Lee got it as well. So if you guys did watch that video, so that's right. Yeah, I don't have any Mark IV. I don't have any Mark IV Lincolns. Old school got it. So some of you guys did pay attention to that video. So yeah, number one, you're gonna have to give some other guys a chance. Number one, that's for sure. You're getting a little too quick. You're gonna have to give somebody else a chance sometime. Number one. Dusty Nels hasn't watched that one yet. In case you guys are getting a little thirsty. But we've done open chat, we've done promos, we've done badges and emblems, we've done auctions, we've done a magazine, we've done trivia. What's next? Raffle time. That's right. We're going to give away the Auburn prize pack from my good friend Doug Prey in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. They do so much cool stuff down there. Outdoor field, I want to try aftermarket under-dash AC with propane. Propane works great. Propane is an excellent refrigerant as long as you don't smoke. Because if you smoke or anybody else smokes anywhere around you and it gets a leak, it goes boom. I've seen the videos on it. It'll actually buckle doors. If your windows are up and everything's closed in and you get a leak and you get an open flame with propane, propane is an outstanding refrigerant. It works extremely well. There's just that little minor detail that it goes boom. So that's the issue with propane. That's right. Raffle time. So, all right. Let's give it away. Who's in? Who's in the big Buick can right now? Yep, that's right, Damien's Garage. You're a little late for this one, but we've got another super cool one coming up. Who's in here? Is propane as cold as R12? I think it is. Propane is an excellent refrigerant. It works extremely well. There's no doubt about it. But like I said, when R12 started getting phased out in the 90s, because Dad actually was working in aftermarket parts and he was an AC rep. So when the 134A conversions were becoming a common thing, I mean, he dealt with a lot of that. And he actually had a video that he used in his demonstrations where they actually leaked propane into a closed car. They took a spark plug out of the engine and laid a spark plug inside, through the firewall, and then remotely cranked it, and it went boom, boom, big boom, and like literally buckled the doors of the car boom. So, how do compressors compress propane? Propane's a gas. I mean, it's still a gas. It operates and functions the same as other refrigerants do. So, but who's in here? Who's in here right now? Okay, I've got, and like I started telling you guys, to keep track of this, especially with, you got a lot of guys that, are adding a few bucks to their auction purchases every month. So a lot of these names are going to get read sometimes in every packet. Starting with the first packet, number one, Zach Thompson, Alec Blanchett, Kenny Peterson, Tweedledee D. Next packet, Tweedledee D, Charles Fitz, Jeff Taylor, Zach Thompson, Kenny Peterson, Robert McAvoy. Packet 3, Dennis Chapman, Brian Schultz, Kenny Peterson, Big Job Ron Walensky, Bill Disk, Alec Blanchett. And this last week, that's right, Casey, the big Buick can comes. I didn't grab the shirt tonight. For the raffle. That's okay. We'll catch it next time. Let's see. Outdoor Fiddler, propane and similar is only thing allowed in Germany. I didn't realize that. That's right. Shopcat it's gas until compressed. Number one had some other answers ready as well. So, but who got in this week? Johnny Z. Which one was this? I didn't write the name on the outside of the envelope. Johnny Z, Tweedly D. Bill Disk, Charles Fitz, Dad, Steve Ehrlich, Jason Withrow, Zach Thompson, and Lee Carr, and Phil Mouty. So, if you think you paid me and I did not read your name off out of any of those packets, please get with me so we can get you into the next month's raffle. We are going to pull 3 names tonight. First name out of the can will get the awesome Auburn prize pack. Yes, I don't think we need you. I don't think we require your assistance to draw names. So, the winner will get the Newell stock Auburn hubcap, straight off the shelf of Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Newell stock Auburn Cord Duesenberg perfect circle piston rings in a sealed box directly off the shelf of the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company. Like I said, this new stuff is getting awful thin. So I bought some of this stuff from Doug. He took care of me on it so we could raffle it off for you guys. The 12 for the knockoff wheel center. The serial tag, Newell stock for an Auburn, as well as the book. Glenn Prey, the man who brought Legends to life, Doug's dad, the man who bought a car company with a borrowed $20 bill and a wrecked Lincoln. Wrecked Lincoln that looked fancy on one side, a borrowed $20 bill, and he bought a car company. Awesome book. That's why I wanted to get a book while I was there, because I want the winner to really understand this. If you don't win and you want your own copy, look it up, Auburn Cord Duesenberg Factory. They've got a website. You can call them. They've got these books in stock. Even if you just want the book and want the story, they can sell you one, get it sent to you. I don't remember if they had any of these left in hardback. I've got it in hardback as well. And they had a few other books also. So even if you don't win this one tonight, call them. They can get you one sent out to you because it's such a great story. And be sure to check out the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company playlist on my YouTube channel on Nobody Shows. We've got a lot of great videos on there. Doug's been extremely cordial and spent a lot of time with us doing some super awesome content. So we don't want you guys, absolutely don't want to miss that either. So that's right, old school. You can't even buy lunch with $20 anymore. So here we go. And then we got 2 more prizes after that. One being the Canadian license plate from our Canadian viewer that wanted to throw something into the raffle. And then we are also going to give away an oil can. So all those names that I just read off are all right here. Everybody that we just read off, these are in these big piles in here. Contact for Doug if you want the book. Yeah, actually, if you go to the Auburn Cord Duesenberg playlist on YouTube, I've got their phone number listed in those videos for them. So their number is just like I put my number in the text section of the About video, I've got the Auburn Cord Duesenberg number in there, so you can give those guys a call, and they can sure get you one out. Damien's Garage 29 Auburn Speedster is my 37 was 37 Project replicates. Oh, that's cool. All right, let's give it away. Oh, I don't have anything. I thought I had one. I gotta get a hold of one. I have one. I've got one. I've got one in my hand. Zach Thompson is our winner of the Auburn pack. So congratulations to Zach on the Auburn pack. So great deal. That's right. Zach wins a raffle, but not an auction, which is kind of weird. Zach usually gets something. All right. Now, we're going to draw 2 more names. If the winner is on, they will have their choice. If not, they will get the license plate. But we have the Canadian Quebec plate, and we've got a Phillips can. So, we'll see who the next name is out. Zach is out for these. You can only win once in the raffle. So, this is next unless we pull the name out and they want the can. That's up to the winner. So, the next name. Big job, Ron Walensky. Now that's weird because Big Job actually typed in plate just a second ago. And that's like kind of weird. Did you know something that I didn't know, Big Job? Because you kind of typed that up right before I pulled your name out. Kind of worried about that. So, anyway, oil can. Got to give away an oil can yet tonight. The Phillips 66 is cardboard, but it is silver. We've seen these in silver. We've seen them in gold. We've seen them in white. All different kinds of variations of this can. This one's a silver one. It is empty. Was drained from the top with 2 small holes, not from the bottom, but nice looking can. So let's yank out one more name for the Phillips 66 can. And Zach is out and Big Job is out. So let's see what we get this time. Got one name. As long as it's not Zach or Big Job, we've got our winner. But it's Zach again, so we're going to draw again. So we ended up with another one of Zach's, but you can only win once. And I think I'm going to go out on a limb here, Zach, and say you probably would prefer the Auburn pack over the oil can. So we'll just go ahead and draw again. So Zach is out and Big Job is out if we pull either one of their names. Damien's Garage says, I got Braille on the paper strips. Yeah. All right. Alec is our winner on the oil can. So there we go. There's our winners for tonight on the Auburn raffle. Awesome. Had a ton of fun with that one. It's so much neat stuff. Thanks for playing, everybody. Had a blast with it. But now what do we got to do? Empty the Buick can. All right. We're ready for the next raffle. Nothing in there. Empty, bone dry. What's it going to be? I know that's what everybody wants to know. Big Job says he loves to be a nobody. Well, that's great. We do have an awesome group on here, guys. We really do. And it means a lot that you do take your entire Sunday evening and hang out here. but you do. But then that's what's awesome. Anyway, the new raffle. That Buick can and I have a connection since he bought that 59 LeSabre. Everybody wonders what the new raffle is. It's super cool. It's a great piece. To really be right, it would need some restoration work, but it looks super awesome just the way it is. Big Job says, let's go $100 raffle for the Pinto. Alex like, what is it? Drum roll. Tweet D likes to drink with nobodies. That's true. We haven't done any of this. Old School says, I sleep with a Buick can. Now I leave it in the office, so. But this month's raffle, obviously, we're going to kick it off tonight. We're going to go through August. Now, August the 31st is on a Wednesday. So we'll probably give this away like maybe we got the 28th or the 4th. We'll probably give it away like on the 4th, I think. So we'll do it on like September the 4th, and then we'll announce the new raffle for August. Number one, August might be Circus Memorabilia Month. Hudson Badge, Auburn Badge. But it's a cool piece that is, will look great in any man cave. You can do a lot of things with it. Like I said, it's going to need a little restoration work to really be epic, but it looks really good the way it is. It's a super cool piece. And to add a little bit more to the suspense, we're going to go ahead and Alex says, 4th. September 4th is kind of what I think we're going to peg to give it away because you've been looking at it all night. Yep, we're going to give away the Miracle Power clock for the August raffle. So let's talk about it a little bit. Obviously, a lot of you guys commented on it earlier that you thought it was pretty cool. So I hope you build this as sweet already. So that's great. I'm glad we already got some good comment on it. A little bit about it. The plastic lens is broken. It's cracked all the way through here. Now, I've got clear packing tape on the back side of it, holding it together. If you were to stick with this sign, I would probably get like a piece of plexiglass and lay it in the backside and silicone it in so that it's like completely solid on the back. That's what I would do with it. But there again, it's up to anybody else's. Shopcat been eyeballing it all night, so great. Alec thinks it's cool. Pete, Kenny, Tweedledee, Lee, John, everybody thinks it's cool. So now, like I said, electrically it's shot. It needs redone. I'm going to tell you that right up front. That's right. It's right twice a day. Maybe I'll change it for next week. But I want to make sure everybody's clear on this. This is not a super premium piece because it will need to be restored to be really nice. But perfect, Big Job. I will absolutely do that. I'll ship it all together. But this piece here, now this clock itself is fairly common. These slid out, and you can put anything you wanted in them. It is lighted. Obviously, we can see the electrical is pretty much smoked. It's all going to need to be rewired. There's no doubt about that. This slides in here. There is an end cap on this end, a finish cap. There is not one on this end. I assume it's supposed to have one, but I'm not sure since this is the slide out end. So I don't know if it's missing a piece or just not supposed to have one because that's where the plastic panel slides out. The clock face does look very nice. It is a beveled glass, so it's not flat. It actually is a curved glass. That's right. Peter says, don't plug it in. That's for sure. Chop Cat, I put it at 5 just so I can always drink at the shop. Good idea. Jason says, don't really like too super nice stuff. So, let's see. It seems like everybody's kind of been keeping an eye on this thing. Alex says, definitely right up his alley. Rusty says 3D printer would fix some plastic. Tweedly D says he can wire that now and use his degree on it. So on the back, basically flat metal. It's got the original finish, this original gray paint. The back of the clock is there. The mech, I mean, that's all going to need to be replaced. It's all shot. This does have a sticker on it from the Ohio Advertising and Display Company. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to make that out or not. I'll try to get it up here where you guys can see it and check it out a little bit better. This actually also has a bracket that mounts back here that I took off because the bracket stuck out about this far and I wouldn't be able to hang it back here. So I just put this loop of wire on it to hang it with. There is a bracket that will come with it as well. It has slots on the top up here where you could hook a chain to it, I think, on both sides. John says half my crap doesn't work anyway, so it's perfect. Big job. That'd be cool in our kitchen alongside his Borden's ice cream. Actually, that's what the other, I've actually got that one. That's the one I got with this one was, I think it was a Borden's ice cream when I bought this one. So every 1,000 miles, use Miracle Power in your oil and gas. Miracle Power puts the purr in engine performance. So there it is, the August raffle. The Miracle Power light up if you restore it clock. It isn't, because it's not going to light up right now. And it's not going to work right now. Jason says if something's too nice, it won't go with the rest of the stuff in his house. Shopcat says if it worked, it'd make everything, all the rest of his junk feel bad. So there it is. Cool piece. The raffle for August. The Miracle Power clock. I'm guessing this is early 60s, mid 60s. But it's a neat piece. So lots and lots and lots of comments. Damon's Garage is definitely in. Never mind. I thought it was an antacid sign from a diner. I need glasses. So there she is. The August raffle, the Miracle Power clock. It's a neat piece. I'm glad you guys dig it and think it's cool. And Whiskey Biz, yeah, that definitely you're in, Zach, on that one too, I'm sure. So Big Job is a good idea. Put an LED strip in it and kept the change. You can't tell it. Still looks neon. Yep, that's actually a great idea. That's a great plan for that, is to put an LED strip in it for sure. So as always, we'll find a few other small things to go with that for the second and third names out of the can. And Tweety, just want to need another clock that doesn't work. Yep. John, and just to be clear, we can mail a check and get in the raffle. Absolutely. Not a problem whatsoever. Damien's Garage already has a spot picked out for it above his bed. Shopcat says stick the LED straight to the old tube, then it's right in the same place. Exactly. Rusty knows I probably won't be here, so you just have to tell me if I don't win. Okay. That's right. Big Job says turn it to 5 and leave it there. I think it was a Shopcat said that a little bit ago. So, but yeah, John, and like I said, all that information for some of you new guys, click on the video when we get done. Look for the text part, the mailing address, the PayPal information is in there. Just make sure you put another note in there of what it is for. If it's strictly raffle, just make sure you put it's all raffle. If you had an auction item, if you want a T-shirt, anything like that, just make sure you differentiate. So I get, I want to make sure we get the right amount in the big Buick oil can. I want to make sure that, if you bought something on an auction, it's paid for. I want to make sure if you meant to get a T-shirt, that you want to get a T-shirt. So just kind of try to help me out and try to keep it clear, because you got to remember I ship, we sold about a dozen auction items tonight, but I'm also shipping 20 boxes of other parts too. So, 20 to 30 packages a week. So please help me out and get me that information that when you send payment, whether it's PayPal, friends and family, check, money order, whatever. Rusty Nails, his daughter's getting married on the 3rd. Well, congratulations. But yeah, you got a pretty good excuse for not being here that weekend. So John says he needs that clock in his life. Auction payment and raffle money already sent. So Kenny, do you have an application for a 59 El Camino Raider support? That's probably the same as regular car. In fact, I think you sent me a text on that a few weeks ago. And that's what happens when you send me a text. They get buried and they get lost and I forget about them. I've got a couple of regular cars that may have one. If that is the same, Kenny, if you want to give me a shot, I'll get you on the my note list and my notepad, and so I can double check that. Number one, you want to wait till next month to add up the trivia prize and save on shipping? Yeah, I probably will. I'll try to get, a handful of things before I ship them to you, number one. So big job. Family and friends, you can send separate payments and doesn't matter on cost. That's right. Family and friends doesn't cost me anything. So you can do whatever you need to do on family and friends. And the issue with using regular PayPal is they changed some of their rules and made things very complicated with regular payments. So that's why I just strictly to friends and family. And like I said, some of you guys, since we've got some new guys on, obviously you've seen the back of the shirt. It's hanging behind me. But on the front, you can be an official nobody, says so right there. Rusty says, I can't believe I bought a son-in-law. So, anyway, those are the shirts, since we've had some guys asking about shirts tonight. And I've got them in black and I've got them in gray. So please also, if you want shirts, size and color on that. So what else is going on? New inventory and new videos. That's about all we've got left to talk about tonight. So what happened? Well, like I said, I didn't get much picked up for the simple fact that I spent the first half of the week packaging parts and shipping parts, which is great. That's what I do. If I'm not shipping parts, I'm not making any money. So had all the auction stuff, had a ton of orders. So I basically shipped, for the first couple of days of the week, and then it rained. And I don't like taking off even after it quit raining. I don't want to drive 30 or 40 miles and get there and then it'd be too muddy to get in and load the car. So I don't do much hauling when it's been raining or right after it's been raining. Big Job says he loves those shirts. No problem, Kenny. That'll work perfect. Shopcat, it's always 5 o'clock at nobody's. Yep. But we did pick up one car today. Dad and I went after one that he bought. I just don't know what the heck it is. I know what it was. I don't know what it is now. And I'm hoping maybe some of you guys can help us out with it. We did shoot some video on it today. It is literally a barn find because it came out of the same barn as the oil cans, came out of the same barn as the Highlanders running board, came out of the exact same barn. Big Job said his uncle had a bar in the 70s called Nobody's Inn. So it literally is a barn find. Dad did some research on it, and the nearest he could find from the front, it looks like what was called a Barry Mini T. It is a 70s fiberglass bodied Volkswagen. It's on a Volkswagen platform, very clearly. It's got this fiberglass body bolted to it. Dad said he looked like a mini Barry T, but what he found on those mini Ts is they were 2-passenger. This actually has a back seat, so it was 4-passenger. Fiberglass body. It is completely 70s. Absolutely. I mean, the metal flake, you about cut your finger on the metal flake. You got to be careful. The metal flake's so heavy on this thing. I mean, we haven't washed it yet because it's been that barn. Last tag on was 94. So, and I would imagine they probably didn't drive it much those last few years anyway. So it's been in there for probably 30 years. So the dirt's pretty thick on it, but super heavy blue metal flake. We might have to wear sunglasses after we get it washed if it's a bright sunny day. There's that much metal flake in this thing. But I don't know what it is. But it is definitely a 70s. It has definitely got to be 70s era. Fiberglass bodied Volkswagen. I mean, it's a really cool little, window in time, but it's interesting to say the least. I don't know what it is. Don't know what the heck it is. We're going to find out. It still has a Volkswagen VIN. The more metal flake, the better. Yeah. But we're going to do a little bit of research. We're going to get it hosed off and take a little better look at it. This barn find episode should turn into a premiere event on YouTube so we can get our corn popped. But it's interesting. We shot a little bit of content on it today. I did not shoot any video of it in the barn because the family had pulled it out before they decided to sell it. And but I do have a couple of pictures of it that I took in the barn. So I've got a few pictures of it exactly as it was found. Damien's Garage Bill selling my Lambo Countach replica body and Factory 5 GTM rolling chassis. Number of shop cat figured as much. Big job. I need to invent it. Yeah, no kidding. Definitely invent a time machine to go back to big jobs. Nobody's in. So the Barry Mini T, I think it's a Barry Mini T, but it's got a back seat, but it's a miniature looking T type replica body, fiberglass body, bolted to a Volkswagen platform. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. It's got chrome reverse wheels with chrome baby moons on it, big wide tires on the back, Volkswagen engine in the back. So we're doing a little research on it, and then we'll see what you guys have to say about it. What's coming up for videos this week? Maybe that, for one thing. We'll see. But what else do I have shot? 91 Ford F-150. John, I need to watch the Tempest Wagon video. Yeah, it's a good video. That's right. Big Job Dad's always got a good eye for good stuff, too. 91 Ford F-150. I did a video on that truck. There again, a lot of people say 91. It's not that old. The truck's over 30 years old. That 87 to 96 body style, when it started in 87, that 87 is now technically an antique. And this 91 is essentially the same truck as the 87 was. It is a super cab. It is an XLT Lariat. It is loaded up, captain's chairs, console, power windows, power locks. But there again, it's part of where this hobby is heading that I think we need to be cognizant of, because our next generation, these kids in their 20s right now, that truck from 91 is definitely old. So, I did a video on it, and I think it's worth keeping. I'm looking for some of those trucks, that 87 or 96 Ford body style. I think they're going to be worth grabbing. Scott, here in Texas, a company was making a 4-seater dune buggy with a Model T grill in the early 70s. That might be it, Scott. If you've got a company name on something, I would definitely look that up and see if that might be it. Shop Cat, I know why Mini T sounds familiar. Lossie made an RC stadium truck called the Mini T. Okay. Bud Brown says, I love it already. Old School says, we're all getting old. Yep, that's for sure. Bill Disc. Yeah, I did hear that Frank from American Pickers had a stroke. I've seen Mike Wolf did post that. So, yeah, I did see that. I never met Frank. I never met Danny. But obviously, I do know Robbie. I do talk to Robbie occasionally. I've got Robbie's number if I need to get a hold of him. I met Mike a few times. I've met a lot of the people that, some of the girls who run the stores, Emily in Iowa, and some of them I've met several of them as well, but never did meet Frank. But yeah, everybody's keeping their fingers crossed he pulls through and comes out of that okay, and can keep getting back to junking like we all love. Number one, they made a scale model out of that dune buggy MPC brand. John, are you planning a yard tour anytime soon? Haven't heard anything about if Frank is doing any better or not. Just that he was in a stroke and in the hospital. Have not heard whether he's better or worse or anything any different since the initial came out on how long it that he actually had a stroke and was in the hospital. Yard tour anytime soon, John. I did one probably a month ago, maybe about a month ago. I try to do them every 2 to 3 months because things come in, get moved around, stuff like that, John. So I would say we're probably a month out from another, yard wander around on a Sunday morning or something. So we're a little ways out on that, John. You can go back and watch the last one. It's probably coming up probably did it in earlier July. I don't remember exactly when we did it, but I think it was early July. So probably be about another month or so. But anyway, what else is coming up on videos? Rabbits. I told you I drug in some rabbits. I've got the rabbit video shot. One of them is really rough, but one of them still intact. I still think the Volkswagen rabbits, they're not as popular as the bugs, but I still think they're going to be some demand for those parts. And when they're flat, they're not good for anything. So I brought those 2 rabbits in. I've got the video done on that. John says, he goes, I know you did, but I need more. Okay. Big job. I remember Emily when we went there years ago with my son. She was just being trained for the cash register girl. Yeah, she's very nice. She's a real sweetheart too. Number one, we voted for bi-monthly yard walks a few episodes ago. Yeah, I know. So I'll check the date, but I think we're about a month out. So got to sign off. Whiskey Business. Zach, hope everyone has a great night. Awesome. Can't wait to spread the book cheeks on that Auburn book. Awesome. That's right, Big Justice Wabbits. Bud wants to put a 350 in a rabbit. That would be interesting. Make the rabbits a premiere video too. Give VW Nuts time to share it. There you go. So I've got that video shot. I've got another video in the can that I'm really excited about. Actually, I've got a couple more actually that I don't think I've posted yet. I'm going to look real quick to double check. I've got we've got the video on, I've got a video on a 74 Galaxy and a 76 LTD coming up. I've got a video on a 60 Apache 10 and a 64 Buick Wildcat coming up. Those videos are done. Plus, I've got one more that I've got done, not counting the Mini T, whatever it is, that I'm really excited about, and it's a little bit long. Shopcat, I spied a Jetta pickup conversion in South Cooking Lake last weekend. But I've got the video done on the Snow Fighter, the Dodge Snow Fighter. The Dodge Snow Fighter pickup, 74, 75 era Dodge Snow Fighter. So I'm actually pretty excited about that too. So those videos are coming up. Big Job's got to jump off. We're just getting ready to wrap this thing up anyway, so that's perfect timing. The new videos was the last thing I wanted to get covered with you guys. As we get ready to wind down, I'm going to keep an eye on comments on both pages here as we get ready to wrap this thing up and give everybody a good night. We will be live Tuesday night on YouTube at 7 o'clock for Toy Tuesday. We will dig into some of those license plates of that big collection I just bought. So we'll start on that. Number one, Barry Mini T was a 2-seat on a cut VW floor. The 4 was on a full uncut pan. Okay, that's probably what this was then. Norma signing off. As always, thanks for being here, everybody. I super appreciate your support. The fact that you take your entire Sunday evening and hang out with us and make this what it is so awesome. And I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for your participation in the auctions, participation in the raffle. That helps helps financially support the time I put into this. I really do make an effort to try to build a good episode for you guys every single week. As you know, I take my worksheet, I fill it out, I work through it, I think it out, I try to organize it, I try to be prepared for you guys, and I hope you guys appreciate it. And because I do want to do a good job for you guys so that we all enjoy it and have fun. So anyway, those are some of the videos that are coming out. We'll do Toy Tuesday live. Next Sunday night, we will be back here, I think. I'm trying to keep my brain about me here. Bud, no place I'd rather be on a Sunday. Thanks, Bud. That's nice. Appreciate that. Alex says night to everybody as well. Get in on the raffle. We've got a few weeks. It's the first week of the raffle, but it is an awesome piece. Shopcat says, great show. We do a fantastic job. We all appreciate it. Well, thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate when you guys tell your friends about it, invite them to come over and hang out with us. That's what keeps this thing growing. That's what keeps this thing what it is. Tweetly D, I have nothing to do, but if anybody has help for Ball Joints on coming starting Friday. John, my wife loves the break on Sunday night from me. Damien's Garage built a dune buggy, just sold it recently. Jason, definitely appreciate you, Pastor Chad. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. And Jason, I definitely appreciate you being here as well. And everybody that comes on here. Jason, you're on here every week. You hang out religiously with us. And it's you guys that are always here every week. That's what definitely helps keep this as a solid, steady base. And our new guys, as they get on, they makes it very obvious the camaraderie and the brotherhood that we now have on here. We continue to build. So I appreciate you letting your friends know, inviting them to join us. We had an awesome night tonight. Congratulations to our raffle winners. Congratulations to our auction winners. We still got a whole lot of cool auction stuff to go. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. And next Sunday night, 7 o'clock, Sunday night live chat, more Sunday night shenanigans. We will be back for an awesome time again next week. We're going to get geared up for this raffle. I know you guys are excited about it because it was just almost scrolling with excitement when we announced that. So kind of a little bit sneaky. I left it hang up there all night before I told you about it, but That kind of makes it a little more fun. Big John says, "Night, Johnny." That I still think that's kind of cool that you call me Johnny Carson, but with the little golf club thing. So George Barris designed the Barris tee, I think, after the Barry tees. That could be. Like I said, we just literally picked it up at 3:30 today. So don't know much about it, but fixing to learn because literally we sucked it on the trailer about 3:30 this afternoon, 3:30, 4 o'clock today. So anyway, that's what I've got. Hope to see you all 7 o'clock Tuesday night for some Toy Tuesday. We'll get some more cool episodes up this week. We're going to haul some more cars this week. We're going to ship all of these auction prizes and the raffle prizes, or auction pieces and raffle prizes out to the winners. And we're going to be back here. Same bat time, same bat station, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on the Nobody Else's Auto page on Facebook and the Nobody Show channel on YouTube. As always, thanks for being here, everybody. I super appreciate it. We will see you Tuesday night and definitely hope to see you back here next Sunday night at 7. Thanks for watching, everybody.